All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the caster desk of the Best in Guild 2023 Arena of Arsha tournament. I am Blue Squadron, joined on the desk again today by Johnny5. Johnny, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Johnny5. I host the NodeWord podcast on Fridays. I do the NodeWord tier list, and I love PvP, so I was super excited to join Blue today to shoutcast this awesome tournament.
Right on. Yeah, no, it's going to be absolutely incredible. So, yeah, yesterday we had the open tournament. We saw Ventus go all the way through, and Salve Lucrum, who is, of course, Cho Team 3 in the tournament, going all the way through as well. So, we will see them in the semifinals next week or next weekend when I'm casting live at Pearl Abyss Studios. Today, however, we have the big boys. We have the big boys. So, Johnny, in the very first round, we have Crawling Team 1 versus Chonation Team 2. I'm going to let you peep the versus screen real quick.
We talked about it in the open invitational, but remember, there is no Cho in the open invitational.
No Cho at all. This is a Cho-free environment for the for the open. Yeah, for sure, 100%. But in the invitational tournament here, you see we have Chonation Team 2, which is Chief on a Striker, Asalek on the Witch, Hetsia on the Berserker, Not Coco is the sub on the Nova, and then you have CrawlingChaos, which is Ambi on the Dracania, King James IRL on the Striker, Hero Play on the Ninja, and Illiterate on the Valkyrie. Now, they're very, very clearly the underdogs in this match, Johnny, but do you think, like, compositionally, do you think Crawling has a chance here? This is Cho's second string.
Looking at this from a compositional standpoint, especially if they decide to sub the Valkyrie, I would almost want to sub it in for the Striker just because Chief being on the other side. Valkyrie has a fantastic accuracy buff. It has protected heals, protected PA. They're a little bit worse than casters to kind of make up for that gap of the other team having a Witch. But when you pair that Valkyrie with a Dracania and a Ninja, it allows them to just absolutely blow up the other team with any sort of damage because they're not going to have to worry about missing, especially if the Zerker is maybe very Cadre heavy or maybe even evasion. I doubt it, but I would assume they probably have a Cadre Narc build. I would say Crawling definitely has a chance if they keep the Striker in or if they sub out the Valkyrie for them. But I would say that most people would probably put Cho as the favorite in this matchup.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, kind of without question, right? But I actually think this might be, I don't know. This might be out of left field, but I actually think that Crawling does have a shot here. Compositionally speaking, they bring an Awakening Dracania into a Witch. Whether it's a Suck Witch or an Awakening Witch, I mean, it better be Suck Witch or he's probably griefing.
Yes.
But, like, even if it's a Suck Witch, I really do think that the Witch can get locked down relatively easy in a matchup like this where you have a Ninja, where you have this Awakening Dracania and a Striker. You have 3 grabs, you know what I mean? And I think that makes it a 2v3 very quickly, no matter how much gear you have on that Witch. I don't know, man. Like, it's just not easy. I would know. You know?
This is going to be an instance where Cho should probably still have the gear advantage in a lot of these instances, but it's not going to be like the open invitational where we would see like healing fight gay agenda and we would see the discrepancy being very, very large. The discrepancy is probably going to be a lot tighter in this. So the gear gap can help. But if you have the right comp and you have the right players and the right skill, you can make up for that quite easily. And like you said, with the Dracania and the Ninja, if they just run down that Witch super quick every single round and just try to get them out the door as soon as possible, that makes it into a 2v3, and I think that's going to be their best shot.
Yeah, I think the 2v3 is winnable. But I think that, I mean, like, the Striker is going to be a little tough to deal with for Crawling, but I think you just kind of ignore him. Right? You just go around him, make sure you get onto that, oh, no, it looks like they've subbed in the Nova here. It's Coco. So they've taken the Witch out. Yeah, they've taken the Witch out for probably exactly the reasons that we were discussing. Okay, so Crawling, go ahead and start getting your rosaries ready. Begin praying with me. The first Hail Mary. Yeah, so I think honestly the Nova is still, you sweep the leg on the Nova here, unless it's an Awakening Nova, in which case I think the whole composition is very tough. If you're talking about an Awakening Nova, Awakening Striker, Succession Berserker, where's the weak link there? Is it the Suck Zerker? I mean, as we saw yesterday, Suck Zerker can get blown up. You know, they get more aggressive than they should, but I mean, this guy, he's I don't feel like he's going to make the same mistakes that we saw in the open.
The striker is probably going to be the easiest to CC with grabs. They're going to be perma SA if they're smart, and it's cheap, so he should be. With the striker, or sorry, with the Zerker, I think their best chance is probably going to be to catch him if he tries to do an extended grab, or use hit stun to try to slow down the Zerker and try to get him out of the fight temporarily, which isn't very long for a Suck Zerker. They have a ton of heals. Or maybe try to get a lucky snag and kill him off the start with that.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to be an Awakening Nova. So oh man, that show composition is deadly, man. You got an Awakening Nova with a Striker and a Zerker, man. That's going to be a little rough. Now, one thing to note is that the Awakening Nova, it does have a grab, but you have to get into the pre-awaken. It's really clunky, right? It's really clunky to use on Awakening Nova. So really, the Nova is really just there for DPS. And one big thing to note about Awakening Nova is they do have to do their chores before they're able to actually engage. Trying to keep that Excel mode up over the full duration of a 3-minute match might be kind of difficult if the action is like go, 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 go the whole time, you know? So I think the Nova will be very impactful at certain moments and then will kind of ease off the gas pedal. I think that might be the opening if you're trying to catch the Nova, but I still think that the Suck Zerker is probably the person that you're going after in this matchup. I think the Striker is probably just a little bit too tanky for you to kill, but I mean, fortunately enough, we haven't talked very much about the Crawling team. Hero play on the Ninja. He's one of the best ninjas in North America, for sure. That guy is super good. I know Ambi is incredibly good at the Dracania, and then King Striker IRL, I'm not sure how good he is compared over to Chief, but you know, if he's representing CrawlingChaos, I would say he's probably a really good striker. Right? So, like, I mean, they do still all have grabs. I think the opportunity might arise anywhere. But then again, Cho's team also has a fair amount of grabs. So, like, but, I mean, if you look over at Crawling, which one of these teams, if you're Cho and you're trying to approach this match, who do you go after? Is it the Dracania, the Ninja, or the Striker?
Depending on the CCs of your team, the Ninja does have a good amount of gaps that you can catch. I know, especially like Warrior, they don't have one. You can use like Ground Slam like that, some sort of multi-tick CC or anything like that, or an AoE CC to catch Ninja out a lot of the gaps. Dracania, it has a few skills that are either forward guard based, like it's I can't think of the name of the skill, but it's the one where they basically like lurch forward, and there's the dragon's like breath. That's a forward guard skill, if I remember correctly. They could use that to CC, or even with it just being so stationary, they might be able to try to get a good grab on it. I think the Ninja would be like here and there, like opportune times, but they probably will focus the Dracania just because it's very, very scary from a damage standpoint. It's got good grabs. It's very mobile. It can run somebody down if needed. It can sniff. But just it's also probably going to be their easiest target to pick off, I think.
Well, I don't know, man. I think that Cho, okay, so Crawling, I know Crawling has a lot of gear, but there's a difference between having a lot of gear and having a lot of accuracy. When we say that Chonation has a lot of gear, we mean that each of them is probably wearing at least 2 accuracy accessories at like a minimum, right? At a minimum. But in Crawling, I'm not sure how many accuracy accessories the 3 of them are actually wearing. I know that they're really geared, but like, are they wearing 3 to 4 accuracy accessories? Because in that case, oh, well, I mean, if Crawling's geared enough here, anyone is the target. If the Striker dives in and you've got 4 accuracy accessories on, you just say, what Striker?
Yeah, true.
Like the Striker, he vaporizes, right? They did sub out the Witch, so there's no resiliency heal on the back of this. So when you get someone really low, they probably just die here. And the Awakening Nova is definitely vulnerable in that regard. Like, they're really squishy. You're kind of like paper mache. It's funny because, you know, in Suck Nova, you're kind of like this tanky paper mache. You're tanky paper mache. In an uncapped gear scenario, if someone is behind you on a Suck Nova, you're probably dead, right?
Yeah.
But if someone's in front of you, you are the epitome of tankiness. On Awakening Nova, it doesn't matter where they are. If they hit you, you're probably going to die. So we might see, and you can't run away forever because your Excel mode will run out. So, if Crawling brings enough accuracy to this matchup, I think that anyone can be the target. I think that Chief becomes a lot less viable there in that regard. But Yeah, I think overall it's going to be a little bit tougher for this Crawling team to have to face off against Cho's Team 2 in the very first round is a little tough. Now, if we look ahead to our second match here, Johnny, we're looking at Barcode Team 2 versus Crawling Team 2. Just knowing the guilds, who do you expect to win that matchup?
Ooh, I would say recently I would put Crawling to be a good bit stronger than Barcode. There is some really, really good top end in Barcode, but I think the overall strength goes to Crawling. And I think Crawling also has the gear advantage at this point in time. I would probably put, without seeing, because I haven't seen who's on the Barcode team or the Crawling team, I would probably give it initially to Crawling.
Yeah, I would line it up for us, but it looks like this match is about to begin here in just a minute or so here. But yeah, no, I mean, like on paper, you look at it and you say, oh, CrawlingChaos. But like, I like to remind people that Crawling got knocked out in the first 1-2 last year.
Did they really?
Yeah,
okay.
they got knocked out really quick by Barcode. And then Barcode went on to take third. Overall, and there were not 2 brackets last year. It was all 1 bracket. So like third overall of like 30 something guilds was a tremendous feat for Barcode. Because everybody kind of came out and underestimated them. Now, I will say that I did reach out to Viz about his opinion on his teams, and he said, "Oh, our teams are dog." But I think he was just memeing though, because he has full faith in his guild's ability to succeed. But he likes to set that bar for expectations nice and low. It's kind of like when you know you did really poorly on a test, and you come home and you just tell your parents you failed it, right? You said, "Mom and Dad, I failed it. There's nothing I could do. I failed it." That way, it sets the bar nice and low. That way, when you get a D, your parents are like, "See, you didn't fail. D for done, honey. Good job." Right? And done. They're not as mad about it, right? They're not as mad about it. So I think he's just trying to temper expectations. I do expect a lot of things out of the third place guild from last year here. But I also really don't want to see Crawling get knocked out 1-2 this year. I think that they deserve better than that. But I think that they have some killer teams lined up here. If you look down to the third match here, you look at Barcode versus VRTX. Who do you think wins that matchup?
I mean, previously with what you described of Barcode, that is Team 1 of Barcode. I don't know necessarily if Team 1's going to be stronger.
It's Kai's team, yeah.
It's Kai's team? Okay.
Yeah. The team that got third last year, essentially.
Yeah, I would give it to them then over VRTX.
I would too. To be honest with you, this is not the same VRTX that we saw last year. Last year it was Schism's VRTX. It was like the number 2 guild in North America, right? VRTX has gone through a lot of evolutionary change since then. And not to say that they're weak in any way, but I think comparing them to Barcode, who's been consistently strong the whole time and placed third in the tournament last year, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility to just kind of say, okay, yeah, Barcode definitely favored in that match there. If we look ahead at Clash versus Digi Team 2, what do you think there?
So Digital is, I would say, very easily arguable as the number 2 guild currently instead of VRTX in the last year. Clash, though, Clash and Noto are those 2 guilds that are known for having a lot of those BA and AOA rats that just that's all they do. They just PvP and PvP and PvP in these small scale arenas. So Clash might bring one heck of a team. They only have 1 team, so I imagine it's either there wasn't a lot of interest or they wanted to really soup it up. Although they do have Notorious as well, and if I remember correctly, Alliance can only have 2 teams in total. Right. Do you know if that one's true?
They only have. Okay. Yeah. So Clash has 1 team. Notorious has another team.
Notorious has the other team. Yeah.
It does look like we are getting ready to go into our first match here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring us on over here. Knowing Noah, he has been drunk since lunch, so I'm sure that Clash team will be performing at top level here. But the gates are about to go up for Chonation Team 2 versus Crawling Team 1. Here we are in the very first match of the Invitational tournament of this Best in Guild Tournament 2023. Chief jumping around, looking for anything he can find. The Dracania playing very, very safely with those iframes. They're trying to collapse down on her, but not able to make anything happen there. Chief really just trying to drop the leg on Hero Play here, but Hero Play did get knocked over, but does scramble back to his feet. Ambi taking a decent amount of damage as well. The Crawling team seems to be a little bit on the back foot, but doing just fine on the gear check in this matchup here. The Dracania using Dragon's Flight to fly around the arena. He knows he's the target here. Ambi jumping around as well. It looks like it's The Suck Draconian. That looks, Ambi looks like he's on a Succession Draconian. No, he is on an Awakening Draconian. He just used the PA ability there. That's fine. Chief in the middle of the arena, still rotating his super armors here. There we go. I was going to say, King James gets him on the ground, taking a lot of damage here, Chief. Oh my goodness, has the V. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You cannot stand like that on a striker if Crawling brings enough accuracy. This Crawling team actually putting Cho on its heels here. Hero play in hot pursuit. They know Chief has no V. Down at 10%. The bleed is taking down now. Here comes Hero play on the pursuit. That entire Crawling team taking him down. Crawling up 3-2 on Chonation in the very first round here. We counted them down. Ambi on the ground now. Oh no. Cho battles back. And now it is a 2v2 on this one. Coco kiting around the side of the arena, bringing it back for Cho right there. Oh my goodness. Trying to relax, trying to get his Excel mode back up, doing those chores I talked about beforehand, regrouping with his Zerker pal here. Hero play and King James in hot pursuit, trying to get on top of that Nova, unable to do so here. I think they should probably pivot over to Hetsia on the Zerker to try and make something happen here, but not quite yet. They're honestly all just kiting each other around. Hero play doing his best to try and get on top of Coco, but it's just not going to work out for him here. I think Coco just keeps evading forever. King James, now we have all health bars locked at 50%. This Awakening Nova going to do so much work. Hero play on the ground. That's not good. Good damage from Coco. Forces the V out from Hero play right there. And Hero play has to move. Oh no, he gets sniffed. That is not good at all for Crawling. Crawling going to lose another one in the next round of this one. That's not good. Down 1v2. King James on the ground as well. It looks like he is going to go down. Oh no, absolutely tragic. Crawling looks so good. This is way more competitive, Johnny, than I think that people thought that it was going to be. Crawling really coming out of this one to show everyone that they can be competitive with the top guild in the world here. So King James desperately running around, but Coco's having none of it. You just simply cannot catch a Nova like this if he doesn't want you to catch him. Yeah, oh my goodness, actually turns it around on King James on the ground now, but honestly, they're not doing any damage to him. This man is invincible, bro. It's like a Terminator monkey moving around here. Does get the stiffen on Coco, but not making anything happen. It looks like time is going to tick down there, and it is going to go to Cho Team 2 in that first round there. But damn, Johnny, that was close.
They got the initial CC on Chief and just kind of ran him down and finished him off, and I think that was a really smart thing to do, just to kind of knock him out of the fight. But then it was just like in some of the matches we saw in the open where you have to just play it smart from then on. You can't do things super risky. You don't need to. And you're in a 2v3 situation. If you all just damage trade, if you all play safe and stay near each other, you're going to win the trade in the end. If anyone tries to make any big play, if you continue to be safe, you're not going to get punished on it, right? You don't want to give them that chance to capitalize. Up and away
we go. Hero play just jumped straight in like that. Has to block jump because he got stiffened right away. And now the turnaround back onto the Draconia. Oh, Hero play does catch a good shadow stomp right there on Hetsia. And it's a full collapse from that Crawling team. Not enough damage on him, though. Maybe that's not why they're choosing not to focus him. Hero play does get healed back to full health like that. And the fight resets a little bit. Oh, King James finds a catch over into the corner. No, it looks like the Draconia very low. Trying to escape right there. Does look like he had to use his V to get out of that one, but Awakening Draconia, so much sustain on that class. King James getting a good grab on Hetsia again, forcing Hetsia's grab that time. Has the V right now as both teams trading in the middle of the arena. The Crawling team coming out, aggression. This Cho team doesn't really know how to respond to this as they force V after V here. And the fight resets a little bit. Honestly, favor in terms of Crawling here. Oh my goodness. We have the Zerker Hetsia is at 20% life now, trying to run for his life on the back foot. He does not have V. They are on top of him right now. He did not end up going down. Does manage to get himself out of that tough position. There's no staff here to help him. Good grab by Hero play right there. No, he desynced the grab. And Hetsia again, just running around trying to be a distraction. He knows he's at such low health he can't do much. Chief also very low now as this Crawling team is just picking Chonation apart. Ambi, oh no! Ambi's on the ground, did not V. Oh my god. Looks so good for Crawling, playing on the edge of their seats until the very last moment there. Now Crawling is down 2v3. Their over aggression gets punished as Ambi falls off the train right there. That's how quickly it can change on its head there. Cho waiting for their moment to strike, taking out Ambi, which is the Draconia for CrawlingChaos here. It looks like King James is on the ground, but he's not taking very much damage. Is going to roll back to his feet without using his V, abusing those striker iframes, doing very well there. Hero Play done it. Everyone locked at 50% health, but Hero Play gets CC'd. He has to V now. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. He's going to get sniffed out of his V, and there it is out of Coco. Finds him. Down goes Hero Play. Oh no, the wall. The wall is going to get him. Oh, I thought the wall was going to get him to his feet. It doesn't look like King James is faring too well either. And Chonation will take the second round of this best of 5 here. Oh, Johnny. Tragic.
Ooh, that's rough. It to Crawling right now. It's got to feel so close, but so far away. They've been making absolutely fantastic plays.
King James V, he is technically still alive. Yeah, his health bar looked like he went to 0, but he's technically still alive. It's 15 seconds on the clock. All 3 Cho members are still alive. It does not look like King James is going to be able to make anything happen here. Hetsia stunning him right there. But honestly, Cho just waiting on cooldowns right now is exactly what they're doing. They're waiting for cooldowns on their class buffs. They're waiting on cooldowns such as Excel mode like that when the fight resets here. So smart play out of Cho coming into the final round there. Crawling, I think, did exactly what they needed to do, Johnny. Ambi got CC'd and he didn't even V. He just died.
One mistake can throw everything else great you've done so far. So they got to be careful. If they keep up what they're doing at the start, though, and they don't make that mistake with Ambient, I think they can do it. I think they can win this and take this. This is looking fantastic for Crawling, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love how we're excited for Crawling. They're down 0-2.
Yeah.
Like their backs against the wall right now, but I do feel that they are right there on the cusp of being able to conquer the greatest guild to play the game right here. They are so close. They've even taken one of them out so far here. So as we jump into this third and potentially final round of this best of 5 here, we see Chief just trying to run down Ambi on the other side of the arena. Hetsia honestly just trying to play safe here, but doesn't know that Hero Play is standing right next to him. Hero Play unfortunately unable to come up with a CC or a grab of any kind right there. It does look like the Ambi is starting to get run down a little bit on that Draconia as he starts to run out of health, down at 50% HP. It looks like Cho has found their target, but Hetsia on the ground taking a lot of damage. Good burst from Crawling. Excellent collapse for that Crawling team. They definitely need to sniff this. No, they didn't sniff it. They tried to peel Ambi, and Ambi ended up going down anyway. Oh, Crawling in absolute shambles in the very first match of this tournament. I think that was a very bad decision to try to peel Ambi right there when they could have just traded Ambi for Hetsia. They might get him right here as the CC comes out. He has no V, but they just don't have the damage without that Draconia present right there. Absolutely tragic for this Crawling team. They played so well in all 3 rounds here, just making 1 or 2 bad decisions there as Ambi just constantly keeps getting run down. Hetsia just keeping himself protected, honestly, just running defensive. He knows that he's the target here as he's probably the most vulnerable member of his team, and all he has to do is play safe at this moment. Chief in the middle of everything here gets a grab down for Chonation, but does force a V right there, and honestly just rotating permanent SA on that striker. Almost no vulnerability at all there as Hero Play jumps on top of him. You are vulnerable to grabs in Super Armor. There's the damage coming down, but no, Chief just stands right back up and says, who caught who here, really? As he grabs Hero Play and throws him to the ground, but gets CC'd again. No, Chief's at 7% HP. Crawling definitely needs to try to sniff this if they can. No, Chief's going to come out of the corner. That is not good. Again, Crawling just not following up on the Vs here, trying to sniff stuff out. They're getting bogged down, trying to engage. Coco down at 40% health over there as health bars lock at 50%. Hero Plays time to shine here as this Crawling team might be able to pull this back in a 2v3. King James occupying 2 people while Hero Play tries to solo out the third right here. No, Hero Play down at 10%, forced a V. Hetsia is down at 5% health on the backside of this. King James down at 40%. Hero Play needs to start making something. No, he tries to peel his teammate once again. Gets Chief on the grab there. Not enough damage though to finish the job, and it's just the story of the day is the Crawling team just doesn't quite have the damage without that Draconia to finish anyone on on Cho off. Oh my goodness, catching Cho, our hero play with an excellent KD there. Not Coco, gonna go ahead and swoop in and clean that kill up there. King James on the ground now as well. Chonation will win this first match 3-0 with I think, Johnny, that was the prediction, obviously, as Cho was like definitely favored to win that match. But I think that Crawling definitely came out and showed everyone that, hey, we are competitive. We could have won this match. They almost played it perfectly.
They played it really, really well, and it was a 3-0, but it was definitely not an easy 3-0. I think it went to time for two of them, and one of them was really, really close. Cho had to come back from a 2v3 and to take it. And that's got to feel really, really close for Crawling. If the two teams for Crawling are comparable, the other one might actually do a little bit of an upset against Barcode and might be able to push down the bracket a good bit. So I'm ready to see what they do in the next match as well.
Yeah, no, good fights to Crawling. I think they looked absolutely incredible in that match right there. We're going to go ahead and look forward to our next match here, which, of course, is going to be Barcode Team 2 versus Crawling Team 2. And now Crawling up against the wall here, potentially getting knocked out of this tournament. Barcode, Arimosi on the Warrior, Colorful on the Sorceress, Celestia on that Shy. So this is a Shy composition. I don't believe they're going to sub in Mixed Spaghetti for this matchup. But CrawlingChaos Team 2, Raging Behemoth on the Valkyrie, Archie Hawk on the Ninja, Gesso Lamar on the Warrior, and they might summon SWPZ on that Nova. Johnny, I know you said on the surface the Crawling might have this, but do the names or potentially the gear sway you in any way here?
Behemoth is going to be the one I'm the least familiar with. I know Archie Hawk. I know Gesso. Gesso was the trial tournament winner, if I recall correctly, for Warriors in the best of class.
Yes, he was.
He is insanely geared. I believe he runs a Kadri Narc build, so he's going to be insanely tanky. If they decide to put in swaps, the Nova, he plays Awakening Nova. He has a lot of gear. I'll tell you what, I fought him quite a few times in Node Wars and Siege, and that is a man that if you do not watch your mini map is like a hawk, you're going to get ran down real quick. So if he ends up swapping in, he's going to be dangerous. They might not swap. I would assume they don't swap out the Valkyrie just to give them some more accuracy for the Shy. But the Warrior into Warrior composition is going to be a better Warrior battle. I'm not sure how Archie Hawk is going to be able to play into Colorful, but that Valkyrie is also going to be a very strong into that opposing composition. Yeah,
I know Archie Hawk very, very well. I think that Archie is one of the best initiator ninjas for his team. He's also an excellent shot caller. When it comes to these 3v3 matchups, he's good at calling stuff out, which can't be understated. When you're in a 3v3 AOA like this, having someone that's calling stuff out and constantly telling someone to people to regroup, or that, hey, we got a CC here, or hey, wait for these, wait for our cooldowns and things like this, that can like make all the difference in a high-end match like this. So I'm very excited to see what Archie might be able to do here. I'm not sure if Raging Behemoth, I think he's a Succession Valkyrie, but I'm not entirely certain. It does look like Barcode subbed in Mixed Spaghetti, so they've got a Shy and a Witch on this team composition here. Johnny, how do you feel about that substitution? Because, you know, Witch can be kind of vulnerable. It looks like a Sug Witch. No, it's an Awakening Witch. It is an Awakening Witch.
Awakening?
It's an Awakening Witch. So
that is not the substitution I would do, especially against this team. That Warrior and the Valkyrie are going to have a heyday, and the Ninja as well. All three of them are going to have a heyday against an Awakening Witch. I think Awakening Witch is a lot more forward guard based than SA based in comparison to its Wizard version. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't played Awakening Witch. I just know it's really good in PvE versus PvP. But that is not the sub I would do. That is a hard no in my opinion.
I actually think that I remember how good Cosini was yesterday. I'm assuming that I think that this is the same ish composition as like the Shy Awakening caster, but I don't think it's as good. I don't think it's as good because Awakening Witch relies primarily on frontal guards, which in a 3v3 gets you killed. Raging Behemoth is an Awakening Valkyrie, by the way. So I stand corrected on that one. But we have a Shy, an Awakening Warrior, and an Awakening Witch. Okay, where's the damage, Johnny? Like, where's the damage for Barcode's team here? Like, I think that Gesso on the Warrior probably is going to outplay Airy, but I mean, we will see. Raging Behemoth on the Awakening Valkyrie. Valkyrie brings everything. They bring support. They bring tank. They bring heals. They bring thickness. You know, Archie Hawk brings Archie Hawk on this Ninja brings all of the initiate in the world. I think that the Crawling team is just better designed overall. I think the Barcode team is going to struggle for damage. Awakening Witch not known very well for its damage, but I will say that both Awakening Witch and Shy can stand together. You can put down the Toxic Flood, the Red Orbs. You have all the Shy debuffs coming out, and maybe they're relying on all of those debuffs with paralysis and slows and things like this to maybe make something happen for this team and just have enough AoE damage between the Awakening Warrior and the Witch to actually make something happen. But I am a little bit concerned about their damage and their overall mobility. But yesterday, Johnny, we saw, I mean, that Ventus team went all the way through. Right, so Cosini and that Shy, I'm blanking on the Shy's name at the moment, but yeah, like this composition, we shouldn't count it down and out, because yesterday it did very, very well.
I think it was Cash yesterday it was either, I think it was Cash on one and Mio was the other team, if I remember correctly.
Kashira, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
So I guess it'll come down if Celestia is playing out of his mind on this Shy. I think sure, yeah. But compositionally speaking, I think that CrawlingChaos definitely has drafted a better team composition here between the Ninja, the Awakening Valkyrie, and the Warrior. That's just such a good. I mean, you've got everything there. You've got Engage, you've got Peel, you've got Heal, you've got Sustain. Like you've got the damage, you've got everything in this Barcode team. Might be lacking here, so we're gonna see as the gates are down for this one. And we're going to go ahead and move over in a second. It looks like they're resetting the match a little bit here for BSR. There we go. Right on. So predictions for this one, Johnny. Do you think that I mean, I'm painting Crawling is the definite favorite here, both compositionally and guild-wise. Crawling is stronger than Barcode currently in the North American server. But Barcode having come out and gotten third place last year, do you think... Hey, you think Barcode's gonna... Also, based on the composition we saw yesterday, maybe we're underselling it a little bit.
I think after seeing the composition, I think the comp is just too much in Crawling's favor. It's too good of a comp. The Valkyrie, the advantage of Valkyrie over Caster is that Valkyrie has protected heals rather than unprotected heals. And then you have an Awakening Caster, which means that you're not going to have that range pressure that would be very nice from a Succession Caster.
Yeah, like and you don't have the mobility and the damage. I think that Suckcaster also pumps out quite a bit more damage than the Awakening counterpart if you bring Focus Meteor and that close range Blizzard and things like this. I think that this is going to be a bit of a rough match, but we will see into the start of this one here. The gates are up. Raging Behemoth does get that accuracy buff out early for that Valkyrie for the rest of his team there. As CrawlingChaos playing this very slowly in the corner of the arena, but they know that the enemy team, they know Barcode's team composition requires them to actually engage, so maybe they're just trying to flush them out here as the Crawling team doesn't seem to want to go forward. Gesso repositioning right there. Raging Behemoth playing very defensively right here as Airy decides to go in. Gesso and Raging regroup on the other side of the arena. Good grab right there for Airy. Raging Behemoth taking a lot of damage for Crawling. Oh my goodness. Wake up, Crawling, as Raging has to V and back up on this one. He said, okay, I've got enough heals. This is going to be fine. Mixed Spaghetti down at 40%. Puts her back to the wall in that Awakening Witch and starts throwing that frontal guard, that new Hostiludium, pushing Raging Behemoth in a new position here as he... Oh, there's the class buff coming out for Valkyrie. All of his movement now is frontal guard. If he just holds shift, jumps right in with the Ancillar, throwing down a lot of damage. Archie Hawk getting very low. The Shy Bongos doing a lot of work. This is not what the Crawling team really needs to be doing here, as they are taking a lot of damage on this trade in the middle of the Shy, and the Awakening Witch is off on the side of the fight, throwing damage here, but Airy getting very low there, but trusting his Shy to get him back to his feet. Mixed Spaghetti also very low. The Shy running out of heals for this team now, as this Crawling aggression seems to be paying off. It does look like the Witch ended up going down on the back foot. That's exactly what we were talking about, but everyone caught in the Shy Bongos. Look at this. Everyone is stiffened in the Shy Bongos. They just don't have enough damage. The Warrior is there. He just doesn't have enough damage to make anything happen. The Shy eventually does have to V and get out of there, and Crawling just forcing down Barcode in this matchup. Say, play your composition how you want. We have more gear. We do not care and just running down the Barcode team composition through and through. No attempt to counterplay or play around the composition at all. They just kind of ran through them. And now it's a 3v1 here as there's only a Shy left and they're waiting out their class buffs. You remember, they all three of them used their class buffs early on. And now if they just wait this down, they'll have class buffs ready in the middle of the next round, Johnny.
And that's going to be very strong for them as well. If the Valkyrie used any of their heals or PA, just ticking down the timers on that's going to be super important. I don't know if the Witch did any of their spells. I didn't quite see them. If they did, they still died quite through it. This is just...
Yeah, they set up shop. They had the Shy Bongos, they had the Toxic Flood, the Red Orb. They had it all set up. And Crawling just said, me no care. And they just ran them down. In the middle of all of it. And then like once the Witch died, because the Witch had to V and get away from it, that I actually isolated the Witch and got her killed because she had no one to peel when she came out of the V. Well, it's not like she can hold V in the middle of the Shy Bongos. You know, where is she supposed to go at the end of the day? So she came out of V, got killed, and then the Warrior just didn't have enough damage and Crawling just kind of forced them down. And now they're going to get all of their class buffs up ready for this next one. This Crawling team playing this absolutely beautifully.
I mean, they did exactly what they needed to. One of the biggest disadvantages that the Barcode team has is they have the Shy buffs and they have the Witch buffs, but their last class that is supposed to be getting these buffs or being a lot of that DPS support is going to be the Awakened Warrior, which has too many gaps to just do the damage that they need.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna find out. I mean, hopefully the Witch starts throwing on a Centaurs and a Sissel. Like you gotta start throwing on the evasion, bro. It's but then they just don't. Again, the problem is damage. What, you're gonna have an Awakening Warrior do all your damage?
All your damage,
right? Like I just don't see it. You're an Awakening Warrior. Do you think the Awakening Warrior can kill 3 people in this position?
If all 3 of them decide not to fight back.
Yeah, if they don't use their keyboards, that's an excellent point, Johnny. Bobo body with the golden ping buff for everyone on. Honestly, that buffs everybody in the arena. That's actually kind of that's actually kind of crazy because they might have hit brackets because of that.
That's the damage they need.
That's actually kind of juiced. Good job, Bobo body buffing up his teams right there. Absolutely crazy a little bit. I'm not sure how you avoid that as far as the tournament goes. All right, so Celestia working their way around and Crawling just kind of playing away here. They know that they don't have to really engage. If the health bars tip down, they actually are favored here because all of that sustain from the Shies and the Witch just don't matter anymore. As Archie can just class buff, and then all of that bleed damage that comes out for that Succession Ninja just basically destroy everyone when you're below 50% health. You don't have time to even get a heal out. There's the Shy Bongos. They just dove straight in. Mixed Spaghetti outside the Shy Bongos right there, trying to stay around it though. Magical Evasion back into it. All of the damage being thrown down. They're desperately trying to abuse their AOAs as Behemoth just disengages. All he has to do, Gesso gets very low, has to V, backs up on the back side of it, so that Barcode composition starting to work there. There we go, Purification coming down, trying to peel Gesso right now as he comes out of V, and Airy tries to put him on the ground again. Raging Behemoth on the ground now too. Gesso gets very low. Did he go down? He did. Oh my goodness, and Raging Behemoth now is out of health. We stand corrected, Johnny. Caster curse as the Barcode team battles back with this composition here. As Crawling tries to just dive straight in again and gets absolutely demolished for it this time. Learn to play the game correctly, Crawling. There we go. All right, 2 of Crawling members are dead this time as Barcode's composition begins to shine through here a little bit as they stay together. And now Raging Behemoth going, man, this is kind of the same position the Shy was in last game right here. Raging Behemoth down at 40% and is wondering where his team went. And honestly, he's kind of trying to buy time now as the Crawling team, I'm sure, is discussing, okay, guys, we actually have to try to play in this next round. We can't just run them down and ego check them. This time we actually have to play the game. As this Barcode team looking so much better into round 2, Johnny.
Barcode actually deciding to stay together. Raging Behemoth deciding to kind of pull out of that first initial engage. I thought a little bit weirdly, he was still topped up. There was nothing wrong. And then Gesso ended up getting CC'd out of that, having to V. It just felt like they put themselves at a disadvantage purposely. I don't know if there was some sort of play that I obviously didn't hear in the back end comms or something. Yeah,
they're just belligerently diving into the Barcode composition, which I pointed out last time, and it worked for them, and that's great. But like, you can't do that. And expect it to work every time. I mean, good on Barcode for punishing it this time. Oh my goodness, Mixed Spaghetti has the bonnet on. I'm almost tilted looking at it. Buffing up the resistances right there. Speed spell coming out. I guess they took the resistances off of the Witch's block now. So, but again, just staying together here. waiting to shy buff here until the very last moment. Getting it down. Now they're approaching very aggressively here. Crawling team handling this a little bit differently this time. There's the shy buffs going down. So he saved himself about 20 seconds on that shy buff as the crawling team looked like they were trying to wait the shy buffs out, and it just didn't work. There's Mixed Spaghetti, and they're in the middle of everything. Oh my God, Archie has to be immediately again. You cannot just belligerently dive in like that. He dives in, gets hit by the shy bongos, Toxic Flood, Red Orb, and just got traded with way too hard. Had to V and back up again. Barcode says, oh, come and do it again. Mess around and find out, said Barcode. In the middle of the arena here, now Crawling, wondering what they have to do as their plan to wait out the shy buffs just didn't work there because all Barcode did was they waited to shy buff for an extra 20 seconds. There's Celestia going in. That is actually a debuff for Shy, a full super armor the entire time there. Oh, it looks like we've separated a little bit here. We've got Airy diving in on Mixed Spaghetti here. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I thought that was Gesso diving in. Oh no, here's Archie diving in, trying to go for some sort of CC. And again, there's the Voltaic, there's the Thunderstorm, there's the Bongos, there's the Toxic Flood, and a really bad trade again for Crawling as Gesso has to back off again. This looks really powerful. This actually is just not like Crawling is now struggling now that they can't just brute force the composition down, and Barcode seems to have played around this correctly. They do have Gesso on the ground. They know he doesn't have a V. He's down at 10%, limping away from the fight. Archie down at 20% as well. Mixed Spaghetti getting very low on that Witch. Oh, goes right back in, hoping for a heal right here from this Shy. That's a frontal guard though. Archie punishes it super hard, and she has to V. Here comes the sniff from Archie, looking for Mixed Spaghetti, finds the V. Mixed Spaghetti making a huge blunder right there and falling down for Barcode, V'ing over by themselves, not where they can't actually be helped. Gesso gets stunned right there as Airy is trying the best he can on this warrior to pull this match back for Barcode. Celestia on the ground doesn't matter too much as Celestial Spear comes down to buff up that Valkyrie's damage. Celestia does have to V out of this one as it looks like it's just not in the cards for Barcode on this next match here. I think the Witch just got a little bit low and did not trust that she was going to get a heal and had to V on the back side of it. Airy is on the ground taking a lot of damage. He goes down as well. Crawling, picking the composition apart. Much better played by Crawling into this third round. They actually had to turn on their brains this time. They couldn't actually just force it down. They had to wait for the Witch to make a mistake. She jumped out of position. She threw one frontal guard and Archie punished it super hard, and that flew into the next mistake, Johnny, which was that V.
V'ing into an area away from the team, Archie Hawk's just going to be able to chase it down. Ninja's a really good team that can do that. Warrior's also a really good class that can do that. I mean, they just have a team comp that can chase down Vs. You got to be very careful with it. You almost have to play weirdly with your Vs if you want people to not sniff you out by going around, staying near teammates, maybe staying inside or around the gazebo to try to block abilities from hitting you across the range or whatever it may be. But those little dips near the entrances of the arena aren't going to be enough to stop somebody.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that Mixed Spaghetti just ran out of HP, got too far away from the wall before using the frontal guard, and that's it. The trick to using the frontal guards on Witch in this position is to make sure that you always have your back to a wall so that you can't get jumped on by a ninja like that. But I do think that Crawling played that much better as they start to turn on the strategy here, and they can't just approach this as you will get turboed, as Barcode has shown. There's the class buff from Witch, and the shy buffs come out immediately, and I would expect them to be relatively aggressive as they just used all of their long cooldowns. Oh man, standing around is not what they want to do right now. That Witch buff gives you a defensive buff. It's only for 30 seconds. I wish you would have used that more defensively. Oh my God, they caught Archie. Archie can't V. Did he die? He did die. Archie got immediately destroyed. I stand corrected. Barcode just obliterating Archie, saying we can play this aggressively too. Watch us. Oh my gosh. Archie just absolutely he didn't even have the time to hit V on his keyboard. He was looking down, couldn't actually find it, like Magellan searching for the new world, just couldn't find it fast enough. And now Crawling in a 2v3 in this match, going, what just happened? This is going to be a much tougher fight now. Mixed Spaghetti's on the ground. Raging Behemoth has found her. just not enough damage. It looks like she's wearing a fair amount of DP at this point. Gesso taking damage, just can't trade out for the Shy here. Raging Behemoth trying to trade. Voltaic and all of the electricity skills coming down for that Witch. Oh, teleports too far away. Has to magical evasion. McSpaghetti's way back into the fight, trying to stay around. Oh my gosh, just TPing just a little too far away. You can see there's little problems here and there that Crawling could have just picked apart, but chose not to. It does look like Gesso's going to go down too. Barcode's going to take this fourth round very quickly. Johnny, we're going to round 5.
We are. I mean, that's a huge blunder from Archie Hawk, role-playing Agent A over there. The classic ninjas, first name started with their family name starting with an A. Just throwing it away, not using the V, not getting out of there. I think he was caught by the Witch Bullite, if I was correct. Or
no, there is no Bullite in Awakening. It might have been Meteor.
Is it Meteor? Okay. They looked similar with all the effects. I'm not used to it.
Right. But like... it looked like it had to be Meteor, unless it was because it was a KD from range. Their team just doesn't have KD from range outside of the Witch. Maybe catching him, maybe it floated him, but it didn't look like he could V. So it probably had to be the Meteor. I just didn't. I saw it come out. I just didn't actually see it hit anything. There's the Shy buffs once again, going all in on the Shy buffs there. That's every single one in the Shy kit. The AP buff and everything. You see there, he's belligerently running forward here is Barcode. Cut the tape. There we go. Yep, nobody saw it. Celestia moving forward. You can't get them all right. Oh my goodness, wasting the lantern skill there as well. That is not good. That is 2 blunders in a row. And there's the Crawling team collapsing down. They see they're not ready to go. Barcode very low on health. Finally, the bongos start rolling. Airy very low on health. Has to be both the Witch and the Warrior had to be scattered like roaches. McSpaghetti barely gets the Rabam heal off and tries to regroup in the middle as the Barcode team was caught unaware. And a beautiful collapse from that Crawling team. Bladespin comes down, just trying to dump as much damage as they can while they know that this composition can't defend itself. Mass TP actually TPs the Shy out of danger. Archie caught by these bongos right here as Airy regroups with his team composition. Both team Crawling actually taking bad health trade now. McSpaghetti down on the ground. No V. Down goes McSpaghetti. Beautiful job by Crawling in this match to separate and destroy the Barcode team who made mistakes from the get-go, wasting the Shy bubble. Honestly, had they been collapsed on like that and the Shy bubble come out, they'd probably all live. Had they had the Shy Magnus skill that he wasted once again just before the match started, they probably all live. But because Celestia wasted so many cooldowns, look at all these stiffens right here. 3 stiffens. Aries doing everything he can to try to bring this back. Raging Behemoth, no V. And look, Gesso also stiffened. Everyone stiffened, but just not enough damage now for the Barcode team without that Witch in the composition. But again, because Celestia wasted all of those cooldowns early on, that Barcode was just not ready for the full collapse from the Crawling team from all sides. And in fairness to Crawling, it was beautifully orchestrated. To see that blunder and actually execute on it was absolutely spectacular. Health bars are locked at 50%, so the Shy becomes a lot less useful at this stage. Archie Hawk's on the ground, taking a good amount of damage. There's the debuff coming down. Oh no, Airy on the ground. The Magnus skill comes out. He is going to get him back to his feet. Desperately trying to heal him as the Shy gets back up, down at 10%. Not going to make it. On his back again. Down he goes. Barcode will lose the first match of this tournament for them, but not without taking it all the way to round 5 and making Crawling work for it. Absolutely incredible play coming out of both teams right there, but it was very cool to see it evolve over time, Johnny.
It was definitely round by round. They all played out completely differently from one another. Unlike a lot of the matches where they can play very, very similar, every single round looked like a completely different match, whether it be the way they engage, the way they fight, the way people are getting CC'd. And it felt like some of the mistakes, too, weren't just like repeating over and over and over. We had Archie Hawk get caught by the Witch Meteor on the one round. We had the Valkyrie pull out on another round to throw for Crawling, just back and forth, the Shy, the Mass TP. It was just wild on what was going on, every single fight being different. I love to see that kind of stuff. I love the 2 to 3 kind of matchups, keeping it very close, very tight, meaning that any team can take it. I don't want it to be a sweep on any end. I want everyone to fight tooth and nail for it.
Yeah, I think that it was very, very close. And I think that honestly, I was a little discouraged in the first round. I was like, oh my gosh, they're just going to ego check Barcode. And then Barcode being able to battle back like that into the rounds that they could was absolutely amazing. I think that if they have the Magnus skill up, Johnny, in that final match, or even if they have Bubble, believe it or not, Bubble debuffs everybody inside the bubble, I believe by 40 or 50% across the board. Move speed, cast speed, attack speed, all of that. So if they get attacked from all sides like that, the bubble comes down and but you effectively mitigate all that damage. And after the bubble, you can use the Magnus skill to give your team like 1,000 DR, you know, and effectively keep them alive and heal them back up. I think that those two cooldowns were absolutely essential, and they were wasted, and for Crawling to have the presence of mind to see that and say, oh, they just messed up huge, and then collapse down from seemingly all three sides all at once was very, very cool to see. Very, very cool to see. Okay, we are on to our next match here, Johnny, which of course is going to be this Barcode Team 1 versus Vertex's only team in the tournament. Now, Barcode Team 1, this is Afawaru, this is Kai, right? I'm Lavis, Hamtail, and Cow on the Archer. This is the only Archer that's actually registered in the tournament as a whole, and we might actually see why, Johnny. As Vertex has Sagal on the Dark Knight, Fatal X on the Guardian, Valhalzek on the Berserker, and Corrupt Gargoyle on the Sage. Relatively new members to Vertex, but absolute super gamers to say the least. Who do you think has this, Johnny?
I would assume that they're going to substitute Afaru or Kai, the Berserker, for the Archer on this case.
The Archer's in right now.
And the DK.
He's in the arena.
Is in right now?
He's in the arena, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is the first tournament I've been able to partake in or to see since the Archer got its little rework, its buff. It's an uncapped tournament, so if I mean, they don't have any evasions on the other side. If that Archer is like 330 AP, they might blast people quick enough for it to work, but Archer is definitely at a disadvantage within AoE anymore. The AoE is too small for it to kite properly in a lot of the instances. It's a very much a long-range render distance kind of class where it can shoot that far, and if it's not able to optimize that to use it to its best advantage, it's kind of put in a little box. It's got a Draconia and a Ninja to team with it, which might be a lot of offensive pressure, but I think the Zerker and the Dark Knight are running down.
It's a Succession Draconia. It looks like a Succession Draconia. I have not seen him swap to Awakening yet, but compositionally, I don't know what Barcode was really. You're talking about a Suck Drac and an Archer. As Johnny said, I mean, Archer just doesn't have the kite potential in Arena of Archer. You just don't have the room to move around. Chat is saying it's an Awakening Draconia, and hopefully it is, because I think that helps their compositioning greatly here. Hamtail is a super gamer on that Suck Ninja. So we will see here. It looks like Vertex has subbed in the Succession Sage that is Corrupt Gargoyle. So it looks like it's going to be Corrupt Gargoyle, Valhalzek on the Succession Berserker, and Fatal X on the Guardian. Now, I will say Archer's very good, Johnny, at gear checking people.
It definitely is.
Very good at gear checking people, so that I think that if there is a gear discrepancy here for this Vertex team, I think that we will feel it immediately. As Cow, it'll take one shot from Cow for us to realize how much damage that Archer can actually pump out here.
I'm wondering what core he's going to take on the Archer. He could take Uproot core to try to give himself a bit more kiteability. It's one of their like backwards movement skills. I believe it's SF is the input. Or SRMB, something like that. It's all instinct at this point. Horrible instinct. It can do the spear, which is the flow out of the SQ to give it a forward guard, or he might even do the bloom. I doubt it'd be the bloom in the small scale instance. But I'm wondering what core he's going to use in this. I would hope for the Uproot in this.
I would say that honestly, the Archer might have a better time kiting. This is probably the lesser of the compositions that he could potentially be facing. These classes are pretty slow. Guardian, Succession Sage, and even Suck Zerker is not considered a crazy fast-moving class when you compare it to something like a Ninja or a Kuno, or even a Musa or Mewa. So, like, I think that he might actually be able to get this kite potential off. And if they dive too hard onto the Archer, I think Hamtail is probably just going to rip them apart. But we will see as this match gets ready to go underway here. Who's your predictions? You think it's Barcode still? Knowing that the composition is an Awakening Draconia, I can see it here now.
They swapped out you said it is Awakening Draconia. They swapped out the Sage or the DK for the Sage.
Yeah, I thought the DK was better. Yeah, I thought that. I think that was really bad move. I think that they should have kept Sagal in on the Dark Knight.
Yeah, normally Sage is a really, really good choice, but they weren't lacking in damage and being able to just run down that archer instantly to make every round a 2v3 would have been really strong. I'll give it to Barcode. I think at the uncapped tournament, the archer is going to be able to do enough damage to make up for its shortcomings.
Yeah, I mean, we will see. In a small scale position like this, Archer just doesn't, when there's not enough move to move around, Archer just doesn't see super well unless they just one-shot. Death is the best CC after all. I think that the Dark Knight would have, I think the Dark Knight would have been a much better choice here simply because the Dark Knight moves faster, and with Seated Catastrophe, you can catch the Archer doing something that he shouldn't have done, right? You can catch people out much faster, as I know that Sagel does prefer Awakening DK, but can play both, as he is a super gamer. But like, yeah, I think the Sage is going to struggle to keep up with this unless if Cal makes a mistake at any point, he's dead. He is super dead. But like, I think that compositionally speaking, that Barcode's going to face worse team comps, right? Like this could be worse, right? I think that the Vertex team. Now, what is Vertex obviously trying to run down the Archer? What's Barcode's win condition here?
I think Barcode's win condition is either to get some sort of quick CC. It's going to be the thing of if the Archer is ever free, people die. That's all it is. If the Archer is not being totally suppressed, people die. And even with that, though, it's not just the solo threat of the Archer, the Awakened Dracania. It's a really quick class. It's got a grab, and it's got a ton of damage. It's going to be able to blow people up, too. If you overuse some of your protections trying to catch that Archer, or use a forward guard movement skill, that Dracania might sneak up behind you and end up getting the CC and the kill. So it's going to be a little bit dangerous. That Dracania is going to help with the peel, I imagine. A lot of damage, of course. And then the last one, was it a Zerker for the third one?
Yeah, on Barcode's team, they have an Archer, a Ninja, and a Awakening Dracania.
And the Ninja as well is going to be a fantastic class to like peel and keep people off of things. It's another grab. So I think Barcode just needs to play smart. If Cow can stay alive and keep kiting, any second he has it's free to just dump a lot of damage in is going to be very, very big for their team.
I believe so as well. As the arena is starting now. Both teams have R'd up and are ready to go. There we go. The gates just reset one more time for that BSR. Hopefully nobody crashed out. Honestly, surprisingly, we haven't seen too many crashes.
Knock on wood now.
Yeah, knock on wood right now. Except for me yesterday. I crashed it. That was a little rough. Had
to tune into Divios' stream.
Yeah. True. Val Halzak rearing to go. The onus is going to be kind of on him to be the aggressive initiator for his team, as I think that he's going to be able to move the fastest to try and get on top of that Archer for this Vertex team. The gates are up and away we go. Oh my gosh, the Draconian best defense is a good offense as the Barcode team just dives straight in. Val taking a lot of damage on a really bad trade. Hamtail also taking a lot of damage as well, forcing a V out there as both teams off to a kind of a rough start health-wise and scrambling back to regroup right now. Val jumping around in the middle of the arena. Corrupt Gargoyle taking a lot of damage. Did he die? He did die. Not even a V for Corrupt Gargoyle on this Vertex team. Can't even find the key on his keyboard from standing. There's no excuse. Val is CC'd now. He is going to die. This Barcode team destroying Vertex into this first round. Oh my goodness, Johnny. Holy moly.
Fear the Archer who can shoot for free.
That's right. That is right. And we doubted him. Holy moly. Holy moly. Yeah, this Vertex team thought that they had it at the start. I mean, they traded relatively well at the beginning. It looked okay. I just don't think that Corrupt Gargoyle was really ready for that amount of damage right there. Val Halzak honestly just jumping around, not really looking for any sort of CC. I think it felt like he was taking so much damage, he was too concerned with staying alive to even look at trying to get a CC. And that is the strategy for this Barcode team. There we go. Val aggressively looking this time for that Archer, galloping around, trying to... Oh no, he got CC. He's going to take a lot of damage. Down at 20%. Has to V. Does get back to his feet, but forced to V right there. And now the sniff is coming through. Are they going to find him? They are. Cal, it's the Archer. Who is locked in this arena with who here? Oh my gosh. Barcode absolutely ripping this Vertex team to pieces. Absolutely tragic. I'm not sure they were... Oh, there's the grab down on Fatal. Getting absolutely run in the middle right there. Forcing a V as well. I'm not sure where where Corrupt Gargoyle is, also desperately scrambling to stay on his feet as well. Oh no, as this Barcode team comes out and shows why Archer can be good in any composition. Down he goes. The Sage is on the ground as well. Does V to try to keep himself alive for a few seconds longer, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We thought that Archer wasn't going to be useful. As it turns out, you just do enough damage that they are so concerned with dying that they actually just cannot survive. Corrupt Gargoyle doing what he can as the last person alive, but Barcode taking a quick 2-0. Can they even turn this around, Johnny?
I think with the way the first 2 rounds have played out, unless something drastically changes, it's not happening. The Archer, it's going to do a ton of damage, and we talked about it. Like, you have to just run it down, and they're not doing that. The Archer's just free firing constantly. I haven't seen him he should be just skittering away to his best ability to try to survive, and he's just kind of free firing right now. And when you apply those marked abilities on people, even if you V, you're still on the mini map, so you're not getting away either. That's why the Archer's so good at sniffing people out.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like the Vertex team really came prepared for this. They're not. It doesn't look like they're communicating well. It doesn't look like they're diving together. It just looks like they're all playing as individuals, and they're just getting picked off slowly but surely. There's Val diving through, but again, his focus is not on the Archer. Look, and there's the Ninja coming through. Corrupt Gargoyle trying to play with him here. Val on the ground, taking a lot of damage from Ham. Does manage to get back to his feet without using a V there. As Vertex looks like they're doing a little bit better into this round, but everyone's grouped up, clumped up except for the Archer. You can see Cow over in the distance over there firing for free as Val tries to get on top of him. You see that Archer kiting around, doing his best. Val just can't get on top of him though, as Cow is literally kiting. There's the CC. Cow says, "You are a Zerker. I am a better player," and just returns fire on Val Halsik, who just takes it on the backside of that. Hey, I'm cleaning them up. Down goes one of the Vertex members. That's the Guardian right there. Val Halsik goes down as well. Corrupt Gargoyle, the only one left alive, as that Archer just could not be beaten today. Corrupt Gargoyle gonna go down a quick 3-0 for that Barcode team.
Cow playing absolutely out of his mind. The last round, the Zerker trying to get on top of him to try to peel him off the team, but it wasn't enough. It just was not enough. Watching that class even in small scale now, just absolutely able to obliterate people with the amount of damage it has. People were saying in chat earlier that Cow is very, very geared. He has a lot of AP, and if he's not having to kite, or if he's good enough at kiting to even put the Zerker on the floor, he's just going to have a heyday. Yeah, I'm going to say that I'm laughing because in that final match, Vertex really did try to capitalize. They tried to get on top of that Archer. They were finally playing the team composition the way that they were supposed to from round 1, right? And it just didn't matter. He was just outplaying. That Archer just out of his mind. Cow, absolutely insane, coming up huge for Barcode there. And I was just like, man, we said and that's why I'm laughing, is because we said the Archer was going to struggle, and that guy made us look like clowns. That guy is a specimen. Oh my goodness, Johnny, what a match we just saw right there. Our next one is going to be, it looks like Clash versus Digital Team 2. So I'm going to go ahead and move us over to the versus screen for that one. Good fights to Vertex in that tournament. Came out and fought hard, but man, that Archer composition just doing so much work. Clash, obviously Noah has been drinking since lunch on that Sorceress. Oh my Zero, probably right there with him. They're probably all in voice just drinking margaritas together. I'm Smash on the Musa. Is Dubar on the sub-in on the Nova. I don't see him in the arena right now. And then Grim on the Sorceress. Chakram on the Kunoichi. Forest Hunter on that Musa. I will say that if you're fighting someone whose name is Chakram and they're playing Kuno, Johnny, I would poop a little bit. I don't know about you. That may or may not be one of their main classes, or just the main class. It's Kuno is one of those classes where if you're good at Kuno, you're scary. It is a terrifying class in these matches. You have Miss, you have Sheepsy, and there's more and more and more. It's just like every time I see a Kuno, especially when I fight in these matches on my Warrior, I'm like, oh no, great. It's just gonna be running away and praying to whatever God will listen, that they do not catch me and that they do not grab me or CC me in another way. The class is very, very good.
Yeah,
especially if he's bringing Awakening.
Yeah, he is bringing Awakening. I see the Chakram, as is his name is Chakram after all. And oh my gosh, the drip on this Kuno. I'm going to try to lock onto him so that you guys can all appreciate. That's probably going to be my next tag, to be honest with you. But I'm a boomer, so I won't be good at it. But we are about to see a wonderful matchup here. Who do you think wins this? I mean, Clash has been retired now for a couple months, but like that still, like they were always number 3, number 4 in North America when Apocalypse, if you guys don't remember, Apocalypse Alliance was Clash and Notorious, and so Clash was a member of that alliance, and this is the GM of that guild. Do you think that Clash has what it takes to beat Digi, who's currently the number 2 guild?
I'm not too familiar on Noah in terms of his Sork skill level, but I can compare if you want to do like a class matchup, him versus Grim. Grim is a monster. That is one of the scariest Sorks, I would say, in NA. At least in the large scale POV. I haven't seen him nearly as much in small scale, but I know in a large scale, very terrifying to mess with. I'm Smash, I believe, is also, I know the name. I've seen him on Musa before. I don't know if it's because they do content, a little bit of streaming, or if it's because they're exceptionally good. But again, another Musa matchup and Digital here. Honestly, if there's another guild that's going to match Digital and Gear, I think Clash and Noto are going to be the 2 guilds to do it.
Big true.
And with that, going into the final one, Warrior versus Kuno, I'm going to give it to the Kuno, though.
There we go. You can see the drip on this Kuno is actually incredibly good. I love the white, the black, and the gold. Just make it look so good. Wait till he takes his weapon out. It's even better. I'm sorry. Look, this is the real BDO endgame. Is this? Oh, actually, they all match. Oh,
heck yeah.
Digi coming out sporting the colors. There's the Chakram coming out right there as well. The gates are up and away we go. Here we'll see if Chakram decides to abuse that invisibility or just go straight in. He does just choose to go straight in. Block jumping to buy himself a little bit of time. Finds a beautiful grab on Oh My Zero right there. Lethal spin spree to try to throw down some damage. Oh My Zero does not have to be, but it looks like the Sork from Digi Grim got very low and had to actually back off there as Oh My Zero down at 50%. It looked like a bad trade for Clash, but just not so much on the back side of it there. Lethal spin 3 coming through again. There's the block jump to get forward. Chakram on the ground. Oh, his team's right there to try to peel for him, but just not enough damage. In evasion, we trust. Oh My Zero now taking a lot of damage on the backside, trading with that Sork from Noah right there as Noah moves around and just constantly getting damage down. Oh no, Oh My Zero just got obliterated. One shot on the other side of the arena as now it's a 2v3 in favor of Digi and Noah jumping around, but if anybody could 2v3, it would be Noah on this. Oh my gosh, Chakram with the glue for hands with a beautiful grab down on Noah right there, forcing a V, getting the other teammate killed right there as they find Noah out of V. Digi is going to take this in a quick first round here, Johnny.
Very, very quick with it. I mean, the Kuno at the very start there deciding, you know, I'm not going to stay in invisibility. I'm going to come out. I'm going to show you who I am. I'm going to put my game on, and I'm going to make you fear me. And it's exactly what he did, getting the grab on Zero. Kuno being very, very impressive class against Warrior. If you try to sit in Q block for more than 0.2 seconds, you're not going to have a fun time. You're going to get picked up, and you're going to get put down. So I wonder how he's going to change that up into this next round.
Yeah, no, I think that Digi just played that super well. I think Oh My Zero got just a little too aggressive on that Warrior, but I think that Clash showed that they can trade. They have the gear here. They can trade back onto Digi just fine. If Oh My Zero doesn't get detonated by running into the middle of everyone, I think that they're going to be just fine. So you see Oh My Zero posturing very much more defensively this time, and they know it. We know it. Everybody knows it. As long as he just stays alive, let the Sork go in, buy some time, jumping around with those iframes, play it nice and slow. Oh My Zero goes in, gets immediately grabbed on the ground, taking a lot of damage. There's the V. Oh My Zero, please back up. I know you've been drinking for a while, but please use your V button. Thank you so much. Noah jumping around, trying to rectify the situation. DOD comes out, trying to dodge this Kuno, who is actual magnets for hands here, as Noah kites into the middle, trying to get himself in on the action here. Chakram's on the ground. Grim Reaper comes out. He's looking to use Crowstorm, gets the full channel off, but Smash has to V right there as Noah continues to kite around. around. Again, you see how safely this Sort can play. He's basically under no pressure at all. It's his teammates. It's on Noah to try and find these openings, and he just hasn't been able to find anything quite yet here. Oh my zero down at 40, down at 20. He's gonna go down from standing. No V. Death is the best CC. I'm Smash, the only one left alive here. Oh no, Noah's gonna go down too. Gets caught out of V, and the Digi squad is ripping them to pieces, sadly. You know, maybe, honestly, for being drunk, they're actually playing really, really well. I mean, Noah talked to me before this. He's like, yeah, we're kind of casual with it today. It's no big deal, Blue. I actually think they're playing really well, Johnny. I just think that Oh My Zero, again, he needs to play much more defensively.
He's got to play like we saw Biceptims play yesterday, just kind of sitting on the edge, just sitting on the reserve, waiting for the opportune time to come in. Because if you sit in there as the warrior with that Kuno there, you're going to be in a really, really rough spot. The other two individuals on the digital team are able to put in a lot of pressure, a lot of skills, and a lot of damage. And if you try to play unprotected to avoid the Kuno, which is still going to be a rough thing to do, the other two are going to heavily punish you for it. So he's got to just sit on the edges, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I just think that Oh My Zero just needs to play really defensively. Do not go in until Noah or Smash find some sort of CC, but really just Noah just needs to iframe in and just jump around and try to find some sort of CC on this Sort before Oh My Zero gets collapsed on. He's already dead. No, it was Smash. So Oh My Zero got collapsed on, and Smash is the one that dies for it. Oh my god. Oh, goodness gracious. Absolute tragedy here for Clash. Oh My Zero getting collapsed on as well. He is now dead, and now Noah gets grabbed. Absolute. Oh my gosh, he has a lot of gear. Holy cow, look at how much gear that guy has. He's still alive. He's 3 Digi members on top of him, and he doesn't care, bro. He's like a honey badger. He's jumping. Yeah, he's jumping around. He's got a CC. He's got a double CC. What is Noah doing? Okay, Digi actually finds the win there, but okay. All right. He got a lot of gear on right there. You know what I mean? No, he got a lot of gear on.
He's got a lot of gear. I mean, he just needed a little bit more time.
A little more time, that's right. A little more time. Absolutely tragically, Clash is going to get 0-3 in the first round there, but good fights to him. They always take everything on the chin. It was good to see them come out and represent Clash and APOC once again, and they still have Notorious to cheer for coming into this next round. And it looks like Noto might have... would you say, okay, Johnny, you're a little biased here, but personally, I feel that this is a little bit of an easier matchup because Noto is going to be fighting Corrupt here. So I know which one you're predicting to win this, but realistically speaking, bias set aside, Johnny, tell me honestly that you don't think that Noto wins this matchup.
I mean, if we're looking at it, Pastor Pete, he's kind of a monster, and he's bringing in the Zerker. We got Shikio and Guardian, Heart King on the Hashashin. I don't know. I think that's a pretty monstrous team. We are looking at the Notorious team again with Azul and Berserker, Deadbee or Deadby on Shy, HP Bar. Oh God. Okay, never mind. I saw HP Bar.
Yeah. I'm like, gosh. Corrupt didn't even bother to actually put in a sub.
Oh no.
A little rough. What do you think,
no.
Johnny? Honestly, which one do you think lasts longer? Your second gate on Valencia or your team here?
Well, that's gonna be close. I don't know.
I had to, Johnny. I'm sorry. I had to, buddy. I know you're going for the boys here. I know, but honestly, I think that Noto definitely has the upper hand, both in gear, and it looks like they're taking it a little more seriously. They do have a sub here as well, and of course, I'm cheering for Noto because, you know, it's the last member of the Clash Alliance here, and I don't like to see anybody get knocked out. I get an enemy is still in the open tournament, so like we will see Corrupt, even if the Corrupt team gets knocked out here. We'll see them competing in the open tournament. So I'm always the fan of, I would say underdog, but overdog on this one. Overdog on this one. I think that Notorious definitely has a lot of gear, and I think that compositionally, you're talking about a Shy Buffs on a Dark Knight that is hard capped.
I have fought HP Bar before in it was at Calpheon Arena, I believe it was, versus HP Bar. And I'm fairly geared myself, and I was getting too skilled, and I was like, well, this sucks. With Shy Buffs, though, Ooh. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's gonna be rough.
Reggie.
Yeah.
He's
He's gonna actually teleport across the arena. Omae no Shindaru, and somebody's gonna disappear from the arena. That's all it's gonna be. A good old Houdini hat trick. I'm gonna make this guy disappear.
Yeah, I think it might be just a little bit rough for them as they're lining up in the arena here. So of course, my prediction goes over to Noto. That's not to count out this corrupt team here, compositionally speaking, Johnny. If you set aside the Shy for a moment, you look over at the Berserker, Hashashin, Guardian. How do you think that they compete with the Dark Knight, the Shy, and the Berserker? What's the win condition here? Like, how do you approach a Dark Knight, Shy, Berserker?
So Awakening. The Awakening Hash has a lot of damage. I'm trying to think. The Zerker is going to be oppressive as always with the extended grabs. Granted, they're going to blow up quite quickly the HP bar on the DK. One of the big things that they might be able to do is if Heart King on his Hash is able to do some sort of AoE damage skills like the helicopter looking skill that everyone talks about. It does a lot of damage, and Heart King is going to be geared enough that if you stay around that skill too much on SA or an unprotected, it's going to kill you standing, especially in that DK. He is hard capped. That class is still very, very much a glass cannon. There's going to be situations where if he makes a little bit of a mistake, and it might not even be a mistake of getting CC'd, but if you're an SA in the wrong spot for just a second too long, you're going to die standing.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be trying to blow up HP bar real quick.
I think the only play here, I think you have it absolutely right. I think the only play here is to exploit the fact that Dark Knights, no matter how much gear a Dark Knight actually has, they are still paper mache in terms of overall tankiness. Like, I think that you absolutely just have to set aside the fact that he's going to have Shy buffs and all this extra sustain. Sustain doesn't matter on a Dark Knight. Sustain really doesn't matter on a Dark Knight. She doesn't have it in her kit. The Shy is not going to have enough time. Even with the Magnus buff, the Dark Knight still dies from standing. That's how, like, so you, but you also do an equivalent amount of damage on the class. So it's really going to come down to HP bar right now, as the Noto team may have crashed. No, they have to get out of the gate or they're going to forfeit the match. There we go. The Noto game barely getting out of the gate. Azu putting his hands on the keyboard on that Zerker going, I have to spin first and then I walk away from the computer. That's the answer. That's my bad. The Shy buffs coming out here, but Corrupt very expertly. You can see they're just waiting out the Shy buffs. They're just waiting out. There's the class buff, Shy buff right there, as Azu looks to get a little bit aggressive, but HP bar really needs to initiate here. Oh my goodness, there's the big damage. Oh, my Shikio is almost already dead. Takes 2 skills from that DK and just immediately dies. He is gone, deleted from the map. Hashashin and the Berserker are the only ones left alive as HP bar moves around seemingly unscathed. Pastor Pete failing the Chonation trial, still can't get over it. Running around the map trying to get on top of this Dark Knight. If he gets this Dark Knight right here, Roots will actually let him into the guild. HP bar goes back in. There's oh my goodness, the lunacy, the Wheel of Fortune, everything we've got. No, he just can't kill this DK as HP bar continues to jump around. No, he finds the CC. Pastor Pete, you're just gonna have to find another guild. Maybe Digi is recruiting, man, as this DK just running him down on the backside of this. It is a suck DK. So I do take that back, but the suck DK arguably does even more damage with less skills. As the Wheel of Fortune comes out there, they are Corrupt still trying to fight for the life here because it is now a 2v2. They were able to find the other Zerker. Azu took his hands off the keyboard and went to go get a cup of coffee on the Notorious side and came back and his character was dead. He's very confused because that doesn't happen in PvE very often. Here's Corrupt re-engaging again, but there's HP bar with the big damage. The Shy buffs rebuffed up back on him again. HP bar going right back in. Oh, no, just buying his time. Wants to wait. Chilling out. Health bars are now capped at 50%. I would argue that helps the HP bar do so much more damage. He was going to get one shot before anyway. There's the Zerker dropping to almost no health. The Hash jumped in and immediately jumped out. They can't afford to take really a single skill. The Hashashin needs to get on top of HP bar here, but a really well-timed Wheel of Fortune will end his life as well. So both teams playing on the edge of their seat there. Airstrike coming in. Lunacy trades. with Pastor Pete right there, and he did not like that. As he continues to run away, the hash down at 20% as HP bars start to come down to the wire here. Here comes Pastor Pete in for another quick trade on this one. There's the Nocturne over to the other side there, going in for the airstrike. Oh my goodness, couldn't quite find it. Pastor Pete's on the ground. There's no follow-up. Slanted balance. Lunacy catches him. Not gonna quite find him, but oh my god, he actually killed the Hashashin accidentally. He was aiming at the Zerker, and the Hashashin, like a fart in the wind, got absolutely demolished with the splash damage, and it is look like Noto is gonna take that first round right there. Oh my goodness, Johnny, very back and forth.
Them initially getting the kill on the Guardian kind of off the start was really big for them. I mean, it's going to be one of the biggest issues with Guardian is it's slow, so not only can it just take the damage that HP bar can deal out, but it's also going to be the thing of the Zerker is going to want to grab you. You're going to be free. It does have a lot of SAs. It does have a couple of iframes, but a lot of those stationary skills where you want to deal damage or you want to get CCs out are going to be slow enough that you're going to get easily punished for it.
Yeah.
I think the Guardian is going to be the weakest link. Even if Shikio is the best player in the arena, the class itself is going to be a bit hindered by the compositions.
All right, so the Zerker at his keyboard when the gate went up this time. That is an objective W. Notorious already playing better than they did in the last round. There's HP bar going in with more damage right there. As the Shy is kind of left to his own devices here. HP bar playing around him right now, and Azu looking for any amount of grabs that he can find, running around on that Zerker. Honestly, just doing laps like it's an F1 race. Pastor Pete in the middle of the arena right next to this Shy. That is not exactly where you want to be. Shikio doing a much better job of staying alive and not getting absolutely deleted by the Dark Knight again. Dead Buy's on the ground, but honestly not that big of a deal for that Shy. Here's the HP bar right here going in with that airstrike. No, not gonna find anything there. Goes for the Lunacy. Nocturnes himself back out of there, looking for any sort of damage he can find here. As he jumps around, no one can really get on top of him in here. He's looking at Shikio like he's a piece of meat right now. HP bar in the middle of everything, jumps to the side, waiting for his moment to strike, and there it is. Lunacy trading in right there, going for the Nocturne, chooses to engage with it, which is an interesting choice. Down at 60%, gets CC'd. Oh my goodness, they have to sniff this V. He is running for his life right now. Oh gosh, that was not where you wanted to come out of V. HP bar choosing to come out of V right in front of all the machine guns and gets absolutely gunned down, thinking their visual acuity was in fact based on movement, but it was not indeed. Azu now forced to V out as well. He simply will not have the damage to fight this corrupt squad here. And it looks like he's going to go down as well. And the only one left alive now is this Shy. I'd love to see Corrupt, honestly, buy a little bit of time for their own cooldowns so that they can get their class buffs back up. But doesn't look like they want to. Sometimes you've already got all your class buffs up and you just simply don't want the enemy to have their class buffs up. So Corrupt ending the match relatively quickly there, but a 1-1, Johnny.
Shikio being able to stay alive that time, I think, was really, really big. It keeps it in the numbers game. It allows them to dump the damage that they need. He does have some good CCs and skills in the class that when you're not getting pressured too hard, you can use to do exactly what the Guardian wants to do, which is just deal an absolute ton of damage. HP bar getting CC'd by the gazebo and trying to V away and then immediately getting sniffed was also really, really rough. Just made one mistake into two and it just knocked him out of the round, and that's going to be their hard carry. Realistically, there's no damage on that Notorious team outside of that.
All right, yeah, and the gates are up and away we go here. HP bar, again, it's just on him to not make a mistake here as the Shy buffs come out, and Azu looks for any sort of CC that he can find here as he tries to be just a little bit more relevant into this match because it takes the onus off of HP bar a little bit. There we go. Oh my goodness, gets CC'd. Azu on the ground. I forgot it was Grabception. He was the one that ended up getting grabbed there. Shikio doing a much better job abusing those iframes on the Awakening Guardian. I'm surprised that HP bar has not been able to find anything. Pastor Pete has someone caught in V right now. Oh, it's HP bar. Is he going to go down? No, he manages to iframe himself out of that position. I can't believe he made himself out of a V from a Zerker grab right there. He did manage to get out of it, and now HP bar scrambles back to his feet, gets those Shy buffs going on him once again, and is constantly looking for more damage on that class. Oh, down at 20% though. He has to back up right now. Heart King down at 15% HP. I'm sorry, that's him, who is getting absolutely demolished. Is that Hash? Where's my HP bar? Just absolutely deletes the Hashashin, finds him and destroys him. Oh my goodness. Shikio running around wondering where his teammate went, but that's okay. He can still make this happen. All they have to do is catch the Dark Knight, but instead they catch Azu's hands as he grabs it. Ooh, he grabs Shikio. Shikio trying to get away with his V. Do they see it? HP bar sees it, but it's a little too low. Nah, it's okay. Azu says, don't worry, I got another one, big dog. I got another one, big dog. As he picks him up again, down he goes. Pastor Pete says, I'm never getting into Chonation at this rate, as he is going to V and try to keep himself alive here. V's to the same location. Yeah, didn't exactly work out for him in that regard. Absolutely tragic. Noto picking up round 3.
It's another instance of, instead of the Guardian get picked off like the first round, it's going to be the Hash. You have to hard focus HP bar. You just can't let him play the game for free. If he's able to just dump the damage, it's going to be similar to Cow on the Archer, where if the class is just a glass cannon, its job is to deal as much damage as possible. If you're going to let it free damage, it's going to be rough. I don't know how much of an option they really have to be suppressant on the DK itself with those 3 classes, but they got to do something that's going to make it a little bit better. Maybe the Hash trying to prioritize it. Maybe the Pastor Pete on the Zerker just chasing him down like a rabid dog. We'll see.
Now, I will say that when you're shy buff like this, DK is going to have more gaps than Swiss Cheese. She simply can't be protected all the time. She doesn't have very many lingering super armors aside from Nocturne, and you're not lingering Nocturne ever. So, like, all you have to do is keep the gas pedal down on that DK, and HP bar will fold like a lawn chair. No, he gets caught by the airstrike, and he's out of here. 1, 2, 3. Down he goes. Holy moly. Shikio is down as well. He's just ripping them to pieces. Noto looks like they're gonna take down this corrupt team into this round. Oh my goodness. Pastor Pete looks around. That's his last look at the AOA, as he is gonna go down as well. A well-fought match for corrupt right there, but Noto's gonna take it in the 3-1. That Dark Knight strong.
Dark Knight strong.
Dark Knight strong.
It's definitely one of those classes where if you have the gear and you want to roll something that's just going to blow people up standing, Dark Knight's going to be one of those classes. I think it's a little bit rough early on in your progression in the game, where you're, anywhere mid-level gear or low-level gear, but at that end game is disgusting. And HP bar surely came out and proved it.
Okay. The Hashashin just died instantly in that last match, and it was good fights to corrupt overall, but very tragically getting knocked out of the tournament in the first round again right there. And so in this next round, Johnny, get this, we have Chonation Team 1 versus, and this is where it gets crazy, Chonation Team 2. Okay, so which one do you think is going to win? Chonation Team 1 or Chonation Team 2?
Salve Lucrum. I mean, Chonation.
No, this isn't Salve Ruka. This isn't Salve. This is This is actual Chonation. We swear to God, this is actual Chonation. Yeah, so this is Divios' team. This is Divios' team. And I just want to... Yeah, on Team 1. And I just want to remind everybody that... Roots is actually enrolled on this tournament because Chonation is so confident that they are going to win that they actually don't feel that they need a substitute. They actually don't feel that they need a substitute. So we have Divios, Raiden, and Owo on a Shy. So you have Divios with Shy buffs, Raiden on his Awakening Valkyrie, and Divios on his Succession Sage. Into Chief we saw on the Striker, not Coco on the Awakening Nova, and then this time they have the Witch subbed in over their Shy. So there's a Shy composition versus a non-Shy composition, Johnny.
It is a Shy yeah. I don't know, that Team 1 sounds terrifying. Just not even if you remove the nameplates too. Just if you just look at the gear score and the classes, that is going to be just an affront to nature itself. It's disgusting. It's going to be a little bit of an upset, I think, if the Chonation 2 team wins. But if the Chonation 1 team wins, I think they're definitely the favorite to win the Invitational entirely. But I really would like to see in the following match, if Crawling or Barcode wins it, to knock one of the two out just for the little bit, the little underdog upset. Everyone loves a little underdog upset, but we'll see after it.
That
Going
is
into
true.
it, do you have the versus screen for it, perchance?
I do not have the versus screen ready for this one.
Okay.
This is just Cho versus Cho.
Okay.
So it's not Coco on the Awakening Nova, Chief on the Awakening Striker, and Asilic now subbed in on the Succession Witch versus Divios on the Suck Sage. And then again he's got a Shy, and then he's got Raiden on the Awakening Valkyrie.
Yeah.
So you have an Awakening Valkyrie super buffing you, and then you have a Shy also super buffing you, and then you have the best player probably to ever play the game on your team here. So we will see. This Chomi's team, this Chonation Team 2 here is going to have their work cut out for them into this one as Coco starts to get his chores ready. He needs to start prepping this Excel mode here. I love Salve Ruker. No Chonation in the open bracket, Johnny. It is gates up and away we go. I think that they can get a good focus meteor down onto the other Chonation members on the enemy team. I can't even just say Cho in this one. Not Coco diving in, looking for any CC that he can find. Going after Raiden here, which I think is probably the weak link of this team, knowing that Raiden is one of the best players in the world. Is kind of irrelevant. His class definitely does have a decent amount of gaps on it. Raiden finding a grab in the middle of the arena. Chief on the ground, down at 40% to Divios' damage on the backside of that. Coco looking for any sort of stiffen that he can find, trying to get on top of Raiden to the best of his ability. There's a good grab right there onto Divios. Divios is on the ground, but oh my goodness, he just doesn't take any damage. He's like the Terminator. He's got liquid metal, man. They just can't kill him. They put him on the ground, but it's just not enough. Asla is trying to kite away on that witch right there, doing the best they can to kite back as Divios just runs them down, and Goliath just will not be stopped in this arena. Aslisk again on that witch, kiting around down at 50% health and running out of healing potential. Chief down at 50% as well as he constantly keeps trading into Divios' damage. Another good grab onto Divios. Big damage coming down, and by big damage I mean of course the 200 HP that they were able to get done to Divios when they put him on the ground there. Oh my goodness, another grab. Divios on the ground again. It simply does not matter. Why won't you just die? As Divios stands up again and continues to kite around the arena on this one. Owo doing his absolute best on this Shy to keep up and keep Raiden and Divios buffed up here as Coco CCs after CC after CC. Beautiful work by this Chonation Team 2. All this action, good vacuum right there, but Coco gets caught, has to V out of it, and now there's sniffs coming down. No, he's not gonna get sniffed out here. So Coco getting another chance at life here. No, Divios caught him with a good, and if you get CC'd by Divios, CC him as many times as you want, but you get CC'd by him and it is over. Down goes Coco, and Chief now diving in, a member down, 2 members down. It looks like the witch went down as well, and it's just Chief left alive for Chonation Team 2. Roots is saying, good job, boys. It didn't look obvious. As Chief jumping through the middle of the arena here. Raiden just Valk ultied Chief. Oh, that had to have been a mistake. I mean, that or he's memeing on his own guild. That's absolutely tragic. You hate to see that. Chief getting memed on by his own boys right there. Jumping around, keeping himself protected, but gonna get 2-shot nonetheless. Absolutely tragic. Man, Johnny, that's really scary when you see somebody that many times and get nothing done.
Well, it's going to be the instance of Divios doesn't really have to build accuracy here. The Sage is going to have an 18% self buff every 10 seconds, and I believe it's a 5 or 6 second cooldown. I know it's 100% uptime. And then the Valkyrie from Raiden able to give him a 15% accuracy buff and a 20 DP buff as well from the space. That's rough. You know, if he wants to build high evasion against this team, he's going to be able to do that, and he's going to be able to get away with it and still pump out an absolutely insane amount of damage, especially with the Sage buffs or the Sage self buffs. It's going to be disgusting. He's going to be tanky and damagey all in one.
Yeah, no, I think that the witch was really struggling there. Oh my goodness, look at that Hostiludium engage coming out for Raiden, really making use of those recent Valkyrie changes, but getting grabbed by Chief. That's the person they need to grab. Taking a lot of damage is Raiden, trying to stand back up. Oh my gosh, the shy buffs are so good. That traditional Chonation peel, the Insular jump, and Raiden stands up like nothing ever happened. Hostiludium to disengage, tries to dive on top of Coco. Coco looking for any sort of damage he can get down, gets immediately obliterated from standing, doesn't even V on that Awakening Nova, get absolutely blown away. It's crazy to me that you can be this tanky with this much damage still on your body, and then to get CCs onto Raiden and Divios like that and still end up going down. Honestly, the only thing I can say about this is that Roots is actually on Chonation Team 1 so that he can get this wonderful, wonderful weapon. And he's told Chonation Team 2, with boys, I need that weapon. I need that weapon. Chonation Team 1 working their way through it here. Asalek doing actually a great job on that Witch, getting that Focus Meteor down, but Raiden just going to heal right back up with those Shy buffs. And that beautiful Magnus skill on that Shy is just going to keep him alive no matter what you do. And that Asalek on that Wish, honestly putting down a good amount of damage, but getting found out there. Gonna die. There's another ulti from Raiden. You can see, honestly, that's the most scary thing. Terra Sancta burying Chonation Team 2 there. The scariest thing here, Johnny, is that he's getting enough BSR to ult every single match.
Yep. I mean, you're going to have the Shy giving you the BSR, and these matches are going to go long enough with how tanky some of these individuals are that it's like a raid boss time. You're like, okay, coming out the gates, Cho Team 1 has the Sage buffs. They have the accuracy buffs. They have the Sage buffs. That's going to be the scary time, right? Well, if you let that ticker clock just go too long, it's going to be the thing of that 100% is going to come down, and it comes down like a hammer of pain.
Yeah, I think that what's stunning to me is how much damage they have, and then they've also got, again, Raiden at the very least, even if the match is really, or the round is really, really short, which I can't imagine is going to happen with a team that's this tanky. He's getting his BSR basically every single round, and he can just ult you, which is something that teams then have to play around that they didn't have to play around before. Chief getting really low, has to be out there immediately, as Divios hadn't even been involved in the fight yet there. Asalek doing his best to kite Divios as he is in hot pursuit here. And Asalek, oh my goodness, look at him, magical evasion, constantly running away, using high voltage right there, TPing away, abusing that split TP on that succession witch to keep himself healthy. But oh my goodness, Divios has found Coco, and when I say he's found Coco, I mean he has located him on the screen because Coco wasn't actually CC'd. Raiden taking a good amount of damage right there, but again, getting healed right back up by the Shy, then stands up himself and gets himself heals as well. Asalek kiting around the edge of the arena again on that Suck Witch, putting good damage down. Honestly, I think the only way to do this is you have to separate them and destroy them, but it's so difficult to do. You can see why this team is just so confident in the fact that they are going to win this tournament, as Divios goes forward, throws down a small amount of damage onto Asalek, and again he's kiting away with that magical evasion, gets in behind him right there, but not able to find the DPS. Divios so tanky that he can stand here and trade like this in full SA like that. Is absolutely crazy on that Succession Sage to have somebody with this much skill and this much gear. The regroup for the Shy buffs again, and then they're going to be back into it. That was honestly Cho Team 2's time to shine right there, as they could have just engaged when they were trying to get Shy buffs back up, but they chose not to. They play it back, and now Cho Team 1 gets another full minute of those super OP buffs. There's Raiden's ult coming out right there, missing wide, but a good dodge by Chief to avoid the Valkyrie ultimate right there, and he shouldn't have it up again for the rest of this match. So Cho Team 2 really just trying to wait out time here, but no, the Witch gets caught. Asalek goes down, gets too skilled while he is on the ground, and the Witch will die, and now knock Coco down at 25% health now, and Divios is in hot pursuit, although Suck Sage gonna have a hard time keeping up with Awakening Nova on the back foot of that there. Down goes Chiefly. Chonation wins, Team 1 wins that match. Johnny, I don't think we're crazy surprised about that one, but a good fight to both teams nonetheless. It did show you that even Cho can't beat Cho Team 1.
One of the terrifying things with it, when you think about it or look at some of the past bracket stuff, is that Chonation 2, who just lost 0-3, won their previous thing against the CrawlingChaos #1 team 3-0. So going forward, it's one of those things of like, all right, well, the big boy just got stomped by this even bigger boy. There's always a bigger fish. That's terrifying when you continue looking down the bracket and who they're going to have to fight.
Yeah, no, I think that that is extremely terrifying, but it was good fights nonetheless. I actually think that them having Roots in, Roots does lead Chonation. He's the GM of the guild for all intents and purposes. So despicable, as it were. And I think that being guild leadership in BDO is extremely underwhelming. I think that basically allotting himself, an Arsha weapon, if they do end up winning this tournament, is definitely, I think he should get one. You know what I mean? When you lead the strongest guild in the world like that for as long as he has, I think he absolutely deserves a weapon like that. So good on them, and best of luck to that team as they move on to the semifinals. We are going to look at our next match here. And this one is actually Barcode Team 1 versus CrawlingChaos Team 2. Okay, so remember, these are the only two teams for these guilds left in the tournament. Remember, this is Cow on that Archer that did so well against that Vertex team. Hamtail on the Ninja, Lavis on the Draconia, and Afuaru as the sub. And I wonder if they will sub him in on this one here, because they can't really gear check their opponents when it's crawling, right? Versus Raging Behemoth on the Awakening Valkyrie, Archie Hawk on the Succession Ninja, and Gesso Lamar on the Warrior with SWPZ as the sub on the Nova. Who do you think wins this?
Now, this is going to be one of those instances where if they wanted to keep that Archer in this time, I think they're going to get heavily punished for it. But I think you said that they're swapping Afaru in for someone, right?
I'm not. No. Afaru is the sub, so I'm pretty sure it's still Lavis in.
Okay. Just looking at it from a comp standpoint, I'm just trying to think. The Warrior, Ninja, and Valkyrie are going to beat this.
Yeah, sorry. Compositionally, Crawling, I think just eats it, right? But we said the same thing last time. Like, because they have an Archer, I automatically give the composition an L. But like, I don't know. I think that Crawling came prepared. This team we saw play in the first round, they're able to think things out. They're able to process things and strategize more than some of the other teams. We saw this CrawlingChaos team really adapt in their first round here. And I think that into a Barcode team like this, where you have an Archer, I think that Barcode may take a round or two, but I have to give favor over to the CrawlingChaos team, just simply because I think they're smart enough to know how to play this compositionally against an Archer.
If they just run him down, I would assume it would be fairly free to make it into a quick 2v3. You're wearing something different than when you started.
Yes. You were wearing a tie when you started. Then I did a double take. I was like, wait. He's wearing a different tie. Now you're not wearing a tie at all, and now you've got a suit cut. What is going on right now? I'm being had. I'm being absolutely had. I heard some ruffling in the background while the matches were going on. I was like, what is he doing right now? And then all right, okay.
Listen, we talked about it earlier with the digital team.
Me.
Fashion's the end game.
All right. He's got me, boys. He's got me, boys. Make sure you guys go give Johnny5 a follow right there. That was absolutely... That was amazing. That was amazing. I love you. Okay, but realistically, Johnny, you still think it goes to Crawling here? You think this Barcode team has a shot of taking this?
I think the Barcode team is definitely not out of the game yet. I still think that they can pull this in if they're good players and they play smart, they play together, they can win it for sure. But I think just from the champion select, character select, kind of standpoint, Crawling definitely has a great advantage here. Right. People are asking, is the Chonation team, is Choices team done? No, they will play last today. We have them in a few rounds here, or in a few matches here. So it looks like they are starting. So we're gonna go ahead and change over to the live scene here as the players are getting spawned in here. We will take a look at the content for the day as the players kind of get spawned up here. Wait a minute. Give me that outfit to change into.
There we go. We're going to go ahead and watch Cow here. Is the entire focus will be on him. I think that Archie is going to be trying to gun for Cow super hard as the Ninja just sees Archers as free real estate. Absolutely free real estate. So I think that if Cal can avoid the Ninja a lot like he avoided Val Halzek on the Zerker in the last match, I think he's going to be just fine. But we will see as the gates go up. Cal immediately taking a defensive position on the back. Going invisible is Yeah, I was gonna say that's certainly something that Archer can do. That's new. But honestly, look at this line of sight right here. Crawling, do you see? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Crawling, abusing the line of sight so that they cannot get hit by this. Oh my gosh! Archie taking too much damage, not actually trying to get on top of the Archer there. And you see 2 skills from the Archer take Archie to half. And Cow doing an expert job of keeping this ninja who is all the way on top of him, off of him right now. He's trying to peel back to the best of his ability. Gets caught, has to V. That is not good. Archie doing an excellent job trading back there, and Barcode team 1 on the back foot as their team members are very low on health. Gesso gets caught by the Archer Stiffen. No follow-up right there though, as Ham goes down for this Barcode team. They've lost one, but he's got one. Cow's got one on the ground. Gesso has to be, as he constantly keeps kiting around. He's got Archie in his sights, but not able to actually capitalize as they are diving across the arena toward him, just putting enough pressure on that they feel like he can't get any damage done. No, he's actually returning fire now as Lavis is tanking out in front for him. Cow with beautiful positioning on the backside of this. Behemoth trying to put some damage down, but Cow saying, you have no frontal guard. There is no God. Just keep kiting. He just, goes right over the top. The bamboozle from Cow. Absolutely incredible. Still a 2v3 in the arena here. Takes a relatively bad trade there, but still kiting his way expertly around the arena. This is how you play Archer at a high level right here. Kiting through the ninja, doing everything he can. Actually gets stiffened by the Archer as he continues to kite back. Finally gets grabbed. Oh no, Cow's on the ground. No V. He is going to go down, and that will be the end of Barcode in the first round there. Johnny. Oh, he's
fairly
gonna give me
quick round to take it down. I mean, we said the Crawling was going to have the advantage here, and they're definitely using it correctly, just putting on that pressure to knock down that Barcode team. This is exactly what I would want to see out of them. They can really force it down, just push the pressure on, and just wreak havoc against Barcode.
Yeah, I think that Archie, I think they put just enough pressure on the Archer. I would love to have seen Cow. He did an amazing job kiting, but he just didn't have enough time to get any damage down on the backside of that, because he spent the entire time just trying to run away. And look, see, Crawling immediately goes over for the line of sight so that the Archer cannot get any free hit damage. And here's Archie. This is why we're locked onto him. He's going to approach from the flank here, and Cow doesn't actually know, but he's standing on the other side very conveniently for Barcode here. Oh gosh, moments before disaster. Somebody cue the Jaws music. There's Archie going in on it. Not gonna find the CC right there. Cancels his shadow stomp. Okay, never mind. That is, oh my goodness. All right, so there is no bugs in Black Desert Online, but I will say that Barcode just saw CrawlingChaos' strategy in 4K as the arena bugs at just the right time. Very tragically right there. And now Barcode will be expecting it into the next round here, is they have to know, okay, well, now the ninja is going to try to approach us from the other side. I will check to see. It does look like, oh no, Siametsu is here. He may have crashed though. He may have crashed. If they need me to take over and run it, I can do this. They just need to whisper me. But honestly, I felt like Crawling had the right idea there, Johnny.
I mean, it's kind of like one of those things. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Just keep doing what's working. Just put the foot on the gas pedal and just keep pushing it forward. I wonder what we're going to see here with, I think people were saying in the arena that they use some of their abilities. So it's going to be like a full reset here. BSR is going to be reset. Ability is going to be reset. I imagine with how long it's going to take, which might change how it is. I don't know if any of the teams had anything on cooldown going into this, which might give them a slight advantage or a twist to it. But a good reset would be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Crawling is up by 1 round so far in this tournament, or in this particular match, and I think that they played that first round really, really well. But I think that we saw that Barcode has the damage. Are you wearing a hat now? What are you?
Well, we said accessories. Just everyone hit F3, open up the pro market real quick.
What? I didn't realize I was casting with twitch.tv/vert. Go give him a follow, guys. Absolute pimp. Absolute specimen. I love him to death. Yeah, so I think that Crawling definitely has their number, but I think that Barcode showed that they have enough damage to make something happen here. As long as the archer is getting time to fire and is playing well enough that I think that he can make something happen. I just think that Lavis needs to play for picks. Hamtail needs to play with his stealth a little bit more since they're diving cow. Archie, I would love to see Barcode's strategy be basically just to peel back, let them over dive onto cow, and then execute when the overdive happens. And just because when you over commit onto any one person, you're going to be vulnerable, right? Yeah, but is Johnny wearing pants? That's a good question. But I don't know. How do you think Barcode needs to play this in order to bring this back?
They're gonna have to keep cow alive. They're gonna have to peel for them. I think their best opportunity is that when they try to chase after the archer, they're gonna have to check to see, like, they're gonna have to try to get cow safe to safety. My brain completely died on itself. They're gonna have to keep cow alive, chase after those who are chasing him, peel for him, and use those opportunities of people using forward guard or unprotected movement to CC them and get kills off. Because a lot of people, if the archer is trying to kite away, are gonna overextend their abilities and use things that aren't smart or aren't safe to try to catch that the kiting archer, or to try to just kill them even standing. And that's going to be your best chance to CC someone.
Yeah, I completely agree. It looks like we have the gates down. Once again, we are gates up. Remember, Crawling is up by 1 round so far in this. And, oh, Cow getting around the edge here in this line of sight. Beautiful first-person gameplay for that archer right there. Now they dive right out onto him, and he makes some space, and he's got some damage. I'd love to see him throw some damage here, but no, he continues to move. And honestly, expertly so, weaving his way through this fight here as they... What just...
Nope.
What just...
Uh-oh.
Team? Oh, they reset it again. All right, so another practice run. Another practice run for the opening team there. Oh, my God.
The voices.
This is fine.
Oh, no.
You're just trying to see if Blue's paying attention or if Johnny's wearing pants. We are reset once again here. Remember, Crawling is up by a round. We'll just cut that out in post. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, people used class buffs in that last round. So honestly, I think they need to just do a full reset. They need to stop the match, wait 3 minutes, and allow the players to reset. Yeah, it looks like they have done that. So we're gonna go ahead and flip back to the caster desk, where hopefully Johnny is literally in the middle of changing. Nope, he is not. Where the entire audience wants to know if you are indeed wearing pants.
You want to put a quick prediction on it?
I already have a prediction running for the match. Oh,
indeed.
He's wearing dress. Okay. Right on. There you have it. He's got it. Absolutely incredible. We love him. TOS. Yeah, it would be kind of rough.
We got the green screen in the back. If I want to walk back here, I can't be pantsless in the middle of it. We got to be careful.
That's big true.
Look at this.
I mean, also, I like to think, Johnny, that you wouldn't literally stand up on my stream butt-ass naked and compromise TOS in front of, like, 1,600 people would have been, yeah. But, like, aside from that, the meme would have been funny.
Social media platforms. I thought OnlyFans was next, just...
Yeah, but the content on OnlyFans stays on OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/BlueSquadronBald.
Oh, okay. I kind of misread the agreement then. I didn't think that.
Right.
Good to know.
All right, so we are waiting in between this round here, as I think that they are waiting for the class buffs and everything to reset here, which honestly is good practice from the CMGMs. You'll love to see that because honestly, I think it would have been a little unfair if you allow, because I feel like Barcode definitely class buffed there. It would have been a little rough to put them through the next one without their class buffs up. So I would love to see Cow is expertly kiting around. I'm not so concerned anymore about Cow getting too much aggression on him. I am concerned that he's just not getting enough damage down now on the backside of this one.
It's going to be one of those things. There's a lot of classes that even if there's pressure on them, they can deal out some CCs, they can deal out some damage. I think from a damage perspective, Archer is going to be very much in the non-existent standpoint if there's pressure on them. They still have a few skills in their kit that allow them to CC anyone chasing them. But if you're chasing them and not being too goofy with your skills, you can stay protected. You can stay safe against that archer. And even if you're just doing minimal damage rate in a lot of instances against that kiting archer, you're going to be able to kill him standing. It's a quite squishy class. It doesn't deal a lot of damage while in the kite. And Crawling definitely has the team where if they just want to run down that archer until he falls over like a wet paper towel, they're going to be able to do it. That team comp for doing that is disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that their strategy is a lot like a strategy that you might employ against someone like Flannels. You don't want to put too much pressure on Flannels because he will just iframe around forever and you will eventually overextend and die. But you don't want to like not put any pressure on him because then he puts too much damage down on you, right?
Yeah.
So I think that the Crawling team is putting down just enough pressure that the archer is essentially insignificant because he spends the entire time kiting and no time actually able to put down damage. And I think that they're striking this very delicate balance and it's working very well for them. I'm actually curious how they're going to play it here, having their strategy essentially exposed the last time. The gates are down here and the BSR has been reset.
Fantastic.
So it looks like both teams are going to have class buff. This is essentially round 2 of this match, with Crawling taking round 1 here. And we'll see, again, that every time they've gone for this light of sight action on this archer so that the archer can't actually get free hit damage on them by the gazebo. And I think that absolutely is the play. Where they go from there is entirely up. Oh, there it is. He's going to go much more aggressively here. He's not going to... Oh, you see Cow scouting for that ninja stealth there, but very tragically not actually finding it there. Oh, he's a pro-dun. Oh my goodness, goes right in on Cow. Cow actually not getting caught there, but finding a good grab onto Lavis as Lavis is on the ground. Did he get his V off? He did, just in time as he came out of stealth on the archer, but actually did find the Dracania. Now they found Lavis out of his V, but it looks like he just doesn't have enough damage. The resistances are too strong on Lavis there, and getting all of his health back is that Awakening Dracania as he kites around now, and Archie's down at 60% as he's taken chip damage from this archer. You can see Cow on the right side of your screen there throwing lots of damage for that archer, putting a lot of damage down. Lavis keeping his HP up as Crawling is on the ground. Cow gets found on the back side of it. Doesn't feel like he needs to V though as he stands up and continues kiting, and now now we have Archie that's in V on the back side. It looks like Crawling is actually in a very bad spot right now as Cow is just free hitting their entire team on the side over there. Beautiful positioning from that archer as the CCs are less and less relevant. Barcode did lose their Dracania though, and now they collapse down on Archie. Very tragically, Barcode losing out on one of the members of their team in the skirmish right there, and Cow doing everything he can to kind of kite across the arena here, but I'm not sure how much long for the world he is. There he goes down right there. The ninja goes down as well. Crawling will take round 2 of this match. That looked, honestly, again, there were moments there, Johnny, where Crawling was fumbling.
They definitely weren't as clean as the first round. Archie Hawk almost caught Cow there, though. Cow, I don't know if it was just like super quick reaction time or if it was just fantastic luck on his end, doing the protected meteor dive as soon as Archie Hawk tried to get that CC out of stealth and just keeping alive, able to kite a little bit longer. But then it was just the unfortunate scenario where they just kept doing what they were doing and they were chasing him down. Yeah, absolutely crazy. So we will see if they can, if the Barcode team has their backs against the wall here. Again, same opener for the Crawling team this time. No ninja stealth coming out here as the team just placed defensively. Beautiful catch by Barcode's ninja right there as he turns it back around on Crawling, but they stand right back up as no one was able to capitalize. Archer didn't quite have line of sight there. Raging Behemoth Hostiludium's out of there. Catches Lavis, which is the Dracania, with Celestial Spear, which is an unprotected KD or bound, and doesn't actually have the damage to finish the job. Cow gets caught and gets one shot by the Crawling team. Absolutely tragic, and Crawling is now fighting. It looks like they absolutely are going to go through to the semifinals of this tournament with Cow out of the picture. Hamtails doing his best to make something happen for this Barcode team. Finds Raging Behemoth. He's on the ground. Does he have the damage? No. Blade spin. It's not quite there.
the Valkyrie doing everything he can to just stay on his feet. Really, all they have to do is continue to throw damage in the middle of the arena and not get CC'd. Hamtail finding Raging Behemoth right there, and then he gets grabbed. Hamtail, has to V right there. That's good. That's a sign of life for Barcode. Now Lavis is on the ground. He does not have a V right there as Raging Behemoth tries to use his evasion debuff skill and completely misses very tragically there due to the terrain. As Lavis gets to re-engage, Hamtail going back in, feeling like he has to try to make something happen. Lavis is on the ground. Hamtail's on the ground now as well. He's gonna go down. Lavis, the only one left alive for Barcode, getting caught by Celestial Spear once again, and it will be CrawlingChaos moving on to the semifinals.
I think Crawling played absolutely fantastic in that last round. They knew exactly what they had to do, and they just took the plan and they executed it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. You don't have to do anything. If it's working, just keep doing it.
That's right. If it ain't broke. And again, that's really the downfall that we didn't see Vertex's team capitalize on at all. Again, it didn't feel like Vertex had really had the practice or the know-how to kind of get on top of that Archer or to pressure that Archer as delicately as the Crawling team did. So I really do feel like it was less so a gear difference and more so that Crawling's team just played it definitely a little bit better than Barcode's and Vertex in their previous round did as well. So very tragically. And now we have yet another team kill coming in on this one as we have Digi Team 1 versus Digi Team 2. On this one, I do not have a versus screen ready for this one, but Digi Team 1 actually does have loads on the back side of it. So just like Chonation Team 1 has roots involved, Digi Team 1 now has loads on it, so that if Digi's team ends up winning the tournament, loads also gets the Arsha weapon. Details is on this Digital Team 1. Details, Rujinx, and Oni-chan are the three in for Digi Team 1. Really just Team Black Rose.
Yeah.
Team Black Rose. And for those of you that don't know, there is a absolutely massive rivalry that dates back absolute years and years and years in the Black Desert Online guild scene where Black Rose versus Chonation. Now, I will say, although Black Rose has taken wins here and there, Chonation on the whole has basically just taken W after W after W on Black Rose over the years as they have continued to assert why they are the best guild in the world. But BR coming out with a full team here and Details. I don't know. You got Details, Oni-chan, and Rujinx. If you haven't seen Rujinx's Wusa montage, I would be scared of Rujinx's Wusa. I would be scared of it.
It's not even just him. Details is easily one of the best casters in the world, a contender for the #1 caster on Wizard, in the large scale scenario at least. Oni-chan is also a fantastic player. Did you mention what class he's going to be playing today?
He's on a Zerker.
He's on
Succession.
Okay.
I think he's on Succession.
Or
he might be Awakening. He hasn't actually taken his weapons out yet. But he's on a Zerker.
Okay. He's a fantastic player all around. I'm sure that he could change from Awakening to Succession Zerker and do just fine in this kind of a scenario. So that's a disgusting team. I think this is and they have the gear for it. If they make it far enough, I think either of these Digi teams are definitely the ones that could be the Cho contender if Cho makes it to the finals, or to even fight the Crawling team if they end up beating Cho. Of course, in the following round, they're gonna have to fight Ingenium or Notorious, whoever's the winner of that. But I think this is two monsters about to go at it. Yeah,
I mean, this is going to be absolutely insane. Of course, we have Details in this position, who is arguably the best Succession caster probably in the world. If I had to go out on a limb and say it, I know he was in Corrupt for a very long time and is in Black Rose, basically fights for Digital now. So I know it says BR on your screen, but this is the Digital team as the two guilds are allied together. Interesting, the Details is actually wearing full gold, as that will make him more of a target as we come into this first match here. And Details coming out here. It looks like Oni-chan is on the Awakening Berserker. Rujinx, you see throwing down those thunderstorms. We've seen other Woosas in this tournament not actually doing that. And I think that is strictly a mistake. I think Rujinx showing us how Woosa is really supposed to be played here, as Details just constantly throws his machine gun of range pressure from this Succession caster. And it's funny because I think the enemy team knows, okay, don't even bother with Details. We can't catch him. He's he's just that good. So I think Oni-chan is probably who they're going to be going after, as Awakening Zerker definitely has more gaps in the kit than maybe a Suckcaster might, or someone like Details might. But even still, saying that you're going to catch Oni-chan and that is your win condition might be a little tough. Chakram tries to dive on top of Details here, but not finding anything and having to disengage very, very quickly here. Oni-chan running for his life very quickly, trying to keep himself at range and continue to poke down. Rujinx moving around, trying to stay on Oni-chan's 6 right there, keeping the homie protected. There's Rujinx going in for the engage now. Details, there's the magic shield that shows he wants to be very aggressive here. Bulllight coming down with Earthquake Evade, Grim taking a lot of damage from that Earthquake Evade. Details with basically full accuracy accessories on this back side of it. Grim gets hit by a single skill. He's down at 15% HP as Details just kites through the fight as if nothing is wrong. You see the Wusa Thunderstorms controlling huge regions of the arena. If you step under those thunderstorms and are unprotected for even a split moment, you risk being stunned, and that is an initiate all in of itself, and that is what Rujinx is trying to abuse on this Wusa as Details continues to pump out range from afar. And Oni-chan, he knows he's the target, he just can't constantly keeps jumping around and making sure that he is, again, just always on the run, making sure no one can actually get on top of him. They've decided to pivot onto Details now, and they have actually gotten him to half health as the Digi Team 2 has a lot of damage, but oh my goodness, Forrest down at 10% on that Musa, running for his life, doing his best, but like, how much can you actually run when everyone in the enemy team has this much range? Look at the Wusa damage coming down on top of Chakram right there when the thunderstorms rain down, and he's standing in full super armor. It's just very difficult to kill him. The Musa does end up going down for Digi Team 2 here. Digi Team 1 looking very, very strong, playing together as a unit into the final 30 seconds here. People have not taken damage. It's just that health bars are capped at 50%. And oh my goodness, you see Details just pumping out massive amounts of damage. Rujinx finds another victim onto Grim there, and Digi Team 1 going to clean it up, making it look so easy into Digi Team 2 there, Johnny.
It's one of those fights that is going to take a majority of the round, but you could definitely tell that the offensive pressure was on the T1 to the T2 team, or Team 1 to Team 2. The amount of pressure that Details can bring on the Succession Wizard is disgusting. If you allow the other two even, right? Like if you allow Oni to just do Titan Blow or Buster or any of his range skills, eventually come in for some melee cleanup, that's going to hurt. That's going to be gross. And if you just let Rujinx do whatever he wants in that Wusa, you're going to die standing. And if you aren't careful too as well with the Wusa, if you try to hit him when he's doing that reflect ability, he's just going to pop you like a grape, and you're just going to not exist anymore in the arena.
Yeah, and there's Oni-chan throwing out Titan Blow there. Oh my goodness, going straight in like that, pretending to go in and then running straight out with that wonderful protections. And as he abuses that, now he's standing at range with Details here, starting to throw his damage, but that's when Grim comes in from the side, expertly catches him. Oh, but he stands back up. Digi Team 2 not quite able to get on top of him fast enough right there, and Oni-chan scampers away like a roach, like the excellent cockroach that he, oh my god, a beautiful catch onto Chakram right there. Excellent grab down onto the Kuno. Chakram actually chooses not to V there. It does lose a lot of HP, but doesn't actually waste the V, which is an interesting choice as long as he can recover, and it looks like he is. Oh my god, never mind. Details found him. He is dead. Probably should have V'd in order to avoid losing that much damage. Oni-chan gets knocked over by Dream of Doom. Good follow-up by Digi Team 2 there. Oni-chan taking a lot of damage. Focus Meteor to try to peel him from Details right there as Oni-chan begins to kite away as quickly as he can. Hunter's in hot pursuit, and he's stuck in the middle of the arena here. But no. Digi Team 1 trades back all three. It was all a bait. It was all a bait. Very tragically, Digi Team 1 making short work of their guild members.
Yeah, on that second one, that was a lot more clean from Digi Team 1. They kind of tested the waters in the first round. All right, does this work? Does this work? And they're all kind of working. And then they just kind of narrowed it down to what's the best way to just kill the opposition. And they just took that and like a precision scalpel just drove it down and cut him up.
Yeah, I would love to see Digi Team 2 focus down on Oni-chan more. You see, I mean, if a Sork can get on top of an Awakening Berserker as quickly as he's moving, Chakram should absolutely be able to get in here on this. I would love to see Chakram actually make something happen here. I will say that I find it funny that Digi Team 1 is actually most of the BR members, and that's where Loads is sitting. because that's where the talent is at in this tournament here. Chakram going in. I'd love to see him. There he goes. He's trying to get on top of Oni-chan, but he uses his block jump right here to disengage. I'm not sure that was necessarily the play, as now he's being pelted by both by Details and Oni-chan, and can't seem to find his way in. Rujinx throwing down those thunderstorms. Chakram does not want to be standing underneath. Oh my goodness. Do you see how every single time he goes into the middle, there's Rujinx there activating those thunderstorms once again? See, he's waiting for someone to step underneath them so that he can activate the thunderstorms with any sort of plum skill and try to get a free catch on somebody. That's excellent Wusa play right there. Chakram knows he can't really go in here, as the Wusa is almost permanently in SA there. And again, oh, here we go. He's right on top of Oni-chan, trying to go in, trying to find that grab there. But Rujinx there with the thunderstorms to try to peel his ally. Excellent play coming out of that Wusa, as Chakram again biding his time. Very good in extended skirmishes is this Awakening Kuno here. There we go, finding the grab. Good on to Oni-chan, good on to Rujinx, forcing V's right there. That's the kind of playmaking that Chakram needs to be doing if this Digi Team 2 wants to actually have a chance there. Oh my goodness, getting caught by Details though, and lots of damage coming down that focus meteor, doing so much work right there, but managing to get out without using his V, using lethal spin spree, which I believe was a mistake because he didn't hit anyone with it. He didn't get the HP regen that the skill actually entails. So now Chakram down, basically stuck at 50% HP before we've even hit the 1 minute mark. It's very difficult for him to go in and make any sort of plays here as he skirmishes with Rujinx on the edge of the arena. There's Grim right there. They're looking for any sort of pick that they can find here. All 6 members of both teams still alive as we tick down to the 1 minute mark. HP bars will move down to 50%. Chakram going in, trading very badly with Rujinx. The thunderstorm actually caught him right there, as Rujinx has been trying to set up this entire time, but no one capitalized on it. Details down at 30% as the HP bars start to tick down. Everyone is basically one shot away from dying. Rujinx on the ground, good grab, no V from him. Chakram makes short work of him. Down he goes. Digi Team 1 is in trouble. No, they lost a player themselves, and now it's Details and Oni-chan against Chakram and Forest Hunter. Forest Hunter doing what he can on that Succession Musa. Details pelting Chakram from range, forcing him to V, and Details knows he's a shark, and he smells blood in the water. Isn't able to actually sniff the V on that one, but knows he just needs to keep the pressure down. 18 seconds on the clock, and they very likely win the HP trade because they're ranged classes. They can just kite away, heal back up, and continue to poke and win in the HP. 9 seconds on the clock. It's going to come right down to the wire. Chakram doing his best to put damage down on Details right before the end of the match. Oh, it does look like Digi Team 2. Oni-chan solos someone off on the side. Digi Team 1 is going to take it 3-0 against Digi Team 2. You're kidding me.
What? It's Bright in the AOA. We've been watching it the whole time.
All right, yeah, it's not the flashbang coming off my forehead. That could have gone way hard. That could have been way worse. All right, so I mean, what do you think there? Do you think Digi Team 2 actually had a chance there? I felt like they played it really well into that final round.
I mean, it's one of those things, if they would have done it a little bit sooner, if they would have had more time to refine the strategy, possibly. But it's one of those things of the couple opportune times that they might have been able to kill somebody, they just weren't able to. I mean, Details was down to, I would like 25-30%. That's one of those scenarios that on the Succession Wizard, depending on what abilities he has up and what buffs he has up, you should be able to just blow him up standing. And with him being so evasive I don't think it was gold, by the way. I think he was covered in butter with how slippery he was looking that match. That's what I think it had to have been. Just getting around the match, just staying away from people. No one could catch him. Just staying alive and staying awake and just pumping the damage out was disgusting. Oni-chan, of course, being a fantastic Awakened Zerker, that's a lot of range pressure, that's melee pressure, it's got grabs, it's one of those like all-be-all kits where you can do whatever you want on it. It's quick, it can peel, it can fly across the map, literally fly across the map, and do whatever it wants. And then finally with Rujinx on the Wusa, that's a ton of damage. That's lingering clouds for CCs. I believe it was Chakrams that it caught near one of the opening gates. It's one of those things, if you have to use any little opportunity you can to get the kill, to make it a 2v3 and to try to secure a win, and they weren't quite able to.
Yeah, absolutely tragic. But now we are on to the match that I believe that everybody in the chat has been waiting for this entire time. I do not have a versus screen for this either, as I didn't realize we were going to be going to the semis. I thought we were going to the round of 8, which is my bad. But this is Ingenium versus Notorious. Now remember, this Notorious team is the Dark Knight Center team. This is Heal. This is HP Bar, right, with his Shy, and Azu on that Berserker, doing his best. And then you have and this is into the Ingenium team, who last year almost beat Chonation in the semifinals, right, and ended up taking 3rd overall in the tournament. But Ice on the Awakening Valkyrie, Choice on the Succession Berserker, Raminia on the Shy. Who do you think wins this one, Johnny?
This is going to be one of those matches where I think the Notorious Corrupt setup, it was basically just dependent on HP Bar to carry the Notorious team. They get the Shy buffs, the Berserker's there for peels or for CCs. But on that Ingenium team, though, Choice, he's got enough gear that, yeah, he's a Succession Zerker, but if you're on the ground and he's not grab extending you, he will kill you. He might be more of a CC bot here. He might do some sort of gear switch into like a more DP evasion meme. He's got every gear set in the game. He can do whatever the heck he wants.
That's
he can be full
right.
AP. Knowing that there's no evasion on the other team, I imagine he's either going to go for a very tanky build or a very AP heavy build. And knowing Choice, it could be a coin flip for either one. The Valkyrie is a very, very good class to have supporting you. It can give you heals, PAs. It can give you accuracy. Not really needed in this instance. I guess maybe versus the Shy.
Yeah, and
I think the Ingenium team's got a really good chance here.
Yeah, I think Ingenium definitely has compositionally. I am very scared of this team here. Based on how much they've been practicing, I know that this team has probably been scrimming the most of any team in this tournament. This team probably has done more scrim practice than anyone else. They won it bad, Johnny. So I know that they come prepared for this one. I know they're super geared, and I know they are ready to actually make something happen. Oh my goodness, that Hostiludium engage, hard engage coming out of this Ingenium team. Spam this flower to give InGen power. I absolutely love it. Keep Choice just kiting around the middle of the arena, just jumping into the middle of everyone. HP Bar takes too much damage, has to back off on that DK, and that is not very good for Azu, who is scrambling backwards right now as the InGen team is just so aggressive. Choice gets right on top of Azu, looking for any sort of grab, not able to find it, but Azu again still running for his life as the entire Notorious team is below, looks like they're below 50% health on the backside of this. Choice finds the grab onto HP Bar, has him in his hands. He's actually stuck in V right there. There's the V right there. A beautiful catch by Choice. Probably means the end. No, HP Bar manages to iframe his way away from it. And now Choice is the one on the back foot as HP Bar starting to throw down damage from the outside of the fight. And Notorious essentially gets a reset. So much aggression coming out of this InGen team as Azu runs around to try. Everyone is slowed because there's so many Shies in the arena. Choice is actually stunned now and throwing out as much damage as he can. HP Bar with a lot of damage on that Dark Knight, though, coming in hot, but Rimini's got the bongos going to peel him, and he gets back on his feet right there and continues running around. The Shies doing an amazing job of making their teams very, very resilient. There's Raminia with beautiful bongos right there on top of the other Shy, asserting her dominance. Azu getting honestly perpetually low in this matchup as Choice begins to run him down, and there's Ice with the capitalization. It looks like Azu might be the first victim. HP Bar doing his best to peel with a lot of Dark Knight damage, but Azu's running out of health very quickly, and down he is gonna go. Choice finds the final blow, and then immediately into the grab of Deadby right there, and down goes Where's My HP Bar as the Notorious team folds over like a lawn chair. But oh my goodness, was that not full throttle from the go? Absolutely insane right there. It looks like Ingenium taking the first round off of this Notorious team, Johnny.
We see a lot of teams using that Shy as like a defensive tool or defensive counter to like sit on and be safe or to try to weaken your opponents. And the Ingenium team did not care. They did not use it in that manner. They just kind of like, all right, buff us. And then they just full throttled, pedal the metal, chase after the enemy team and did as much as they could. And the damage that the DK can output is fantastic in a lot of the previous match, or in the last previous match. But it's the thing is, with Choice and with Icy, they have too much gear and they're too tanky. He's not going to be able to blow them up. They're going to be able to survive the trade into HP bar, especially with that Shy supporting them when they get locked down into one center spot. It's going to make it rough for HP bar in this next few rounds here.
Absolutely. It's gates up and away we go here. Actually waiting on the Shy buffs there for a couple extra seconds is Raminia. His Ice Hostiludiums across the arena and looks for any sort of pick. Celestial Spear, he was vulnerable for a moment and then throws his class buff out in the middle of everyone right there. Actually, it was a heal that he threw out in the middle of everyone right there to give his allies super armor for 2 or 3 seconds, which is what Valkyrie heal actually accomplishes when you throw it out. There's the class buff coming down, and Choice looks like he's found a grab right there as the peel comes through. HP bar down at 50%, trying to find any amount of damage with it, but as resilient as this team is, I'm not sure HP bar actually can kill anyone from standing like he could against that corrupt team. Azu doing what he can, but again, down at 50%, he just can't keep hold of his HP here. In goes HP bar. Ice buying his time a little bit. They're gonna have to restock on Shy buffs in about 10 seconds here. The fight is gonna have to stop for a moment. Deadby actually gets his Shy buffs off right away. Ice standing in the middle of everyone, but super armored frontal guard on that Valkyrie block actually keeps him protection from the bongos of the enemy Shy. Deadby right there. So good play by Ice to keep himself protected. Playing this relatively slowly as we go through this. Shy's making their teams so resilient in this tournament. It's actually crazy. HP bar in the middle of everything. That's not where he wants to be. Gets CC'd. Has to V out of it. No, he's actually still in the middle of everybody. It's actually crazy. HP bar running for his life now, trying to keep his health bar up, but Azu is the one in a lot of pressure right now. Ingenium seems to notice it. They turn Twilight Dash into Comma Slash in for HP bar right there to try to peel Azu just a little bit. Like, everybody look at me, not him. He's super low on HP. Azu does manage to reset the fight a little bit, and all of the HP bars reset as the Shy buffs come out once again. Both sides get their Shy buffs back up. And Ice, again, look at the blocks on that Valkyrie super armored frontal guarded block there, and then he used purification to keep his entire team healthy in the Shy bongos right there. So both teams just beating each other to a pulp in the middle of everything. Azu is the first to give on this one, and it is the Noto team starting to fold over just a little bit because it just doesn't look like they have the tankiness to deal with this Ingenium lineup. Hostiludium will disengage Ice. HP bars are capped at 50%, so the Shy teams actually lose a little bit of versatility here into this round now, as they only have 50% of their health to work with. They don't get much time for heals if you get one shot. Raminia down at 25% of her current HP bar, but very tanky. HP bar, oh no, getting very low. Has to V with 15 seconds left. That's not good. They're gonna have to find a catch really quickly. Ice sniffing for the V. He's gonna find it. Beautiful Celestial Spear finishes off HP bar, and it looks like Ingenium is going to take this 2-0 so far. They really want this tournament, Johnny.
They really do. They definitely have the gear for it. They have the I think this is honestly just the best composition that can be. It's so good because the Shy BSR works into both classes. Both of them can use their 100s. Both of them have disgusting 100s. The Valkyrie has its F, SF into F, which is just a vacuum into a ton of damage. Zerker has the Shift Q, which is its roar. It's a multi-tick CC. Around it does pretty good damage. They're both super tanky. They have self heals. Valkyrie provides PA. It provides SA on that heal like you talked about earlier in the round. It has grab. The Shy just gives them so much survivability, so much accuracy. It's disgusting. This class composition is good and is just it.
Yeah, HP bar going straight in. Oh, trying to get on top of Raminia, who's actually taking a lot of damage. Maybe the solution here is to just kill the Shy. HP bar finds out. Ice down at 60% as well as Raminia tries to scramble to heal herself back up there. HP bar disengaging. Oh, there's the class buff coming out from HP bar. He really wants to turn on the gas pedal here. Now in this one, needs to find some damage, needs to find a pick so that he can get that damage down. Ice kiting around the side of the arena. He's actually after Raminia here. He feels he likes this, but Raminia Raminia kiting around him so smoothly on that Shy, not allowing HP Bar to actually get all of her. Now he's on her, and she has to V. Oh my goodness, the Shy evasion not doing much for her when the DK is class buffed, but now HP Bar is taking a lot of damage. He can't get away from it. He's desperately looking for Raminia. His class buff is running out in about 10 seconds. He has about 10 seconds to do damage, but he doesn't have enough HP to actually make the follow-up right now. His choice is putting pressure down on him, and Raminia keeps running for her life, doing a great job of kind of evading this Dark Knight. Shy is not a very protected class. Oh no, HP Bar had to V there as that Suck DK class buff wears off. I think that Notorious is going to struggle into this potentially final round here. Goes in with the Twilight into Airstrike there. Not going to find anything. Disengages with the Wheel of Fortune into, oh my goodness, goes right in, tries for the Lunacy. Doesn't trade very well, but oh, Spirit Legacy putting a lot of damage down, but the bongos come down, essentially resetting the entire fight right there as HP Bar jumps back in, but all of the damage he does is constantly, immediately healed back up. They need to wait for 60 seconds on the clock when the HP bars reset here. They need to hold on to all of their cooldowns for the next 8 seconds or so, and then try to burst somebody. It looks like HP Bar has the right idea. Doesn't want to quite go in quite yet. There's the damage. Spirit Legacy. Enforcement coming down. Big ultimate from Ice. Ends their life. Oh my goodness. Excellent Valkyrie ulti to say, get out of here. I know your strategy. Ice turning that fight around on him when Notorious thought they had it. Okay, HP bars are at 50%. We've got this now. We can just burst them. And then Ice ultimates and ends their careers. Absolutely incredible play coming out of this Ingenium squad. Beautifully done. The final grab from Choice should do the job to dead by, as Ingenium looks like they are going to move on to the semifinals of the Invitational Best in Guild tournament.
Absolutely fantastic play from the Ingenium team. I mean, I talked about it right before their round. That Valkyrie 100% is disgusting, especially because it follows a vacuum too. It's a ton of damage. It's an absolutely ludicrous, disgusting amount of damage. And if you're pulled into that vacuum, you're not going anywhere, and you're just going to take it. And it's one of those things where if you have any sort of squishy classes like the not the Draconian, like the DK, you're going to suffer, and you're going to be in pain, and it's going to be a rough time. If you're not able to instantly blow up your opponents, which he's not going to be able to against Choice in the Suckzerker, Icy on the Awakened Valkyrie, or the Shy, you're going to have a rough time, and Ingenium showed that. One of the nice things about having this well-rounded composition that's not based on one person is that even if Choice or Icy were to fall in the match, the other one could pick up the slack and make up for the damage and still kill people, while if HP Bar falls, that's it for that team. And Absolutely. If he's not able to do the one thing he can do, it's game over.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that is going to be the round of the semifinals that we're all most excited for. It's going to be Digital Team 1 with that Details Oni-chan team composition into this Choice Raminia Ice. Oh my goodness. That might be a little rough. Predictions real quick, Johnny. Who do you think wins that matchup? I think it goes all the way to the best of 5. I think it goes all the way to 5 rounds.
I think either way, it's gonna be a very, very tough fight. I think this is gonna be one of the only scenarios where the team Ingenium where the Digital 1 team is out geared. The Ingenium team has an absolutely ton of gear. I mean, Choice is quite literally hard.
You said that about the Notorious team or the Clash team. You said that about the Clash team too.
Everyone's geared. I'm just saying, except me.
Yeah. I think
it's gonna go down the wire. I think it's either way. It's a coin flip.
I'll be honest with you. I think it's good that Choice chose not to stream the matches, because every time he has traditionally streamed his tournament matches, he has choked in some way. They call him chokedoys. Mm-hmm. Okay, like chokedoys. Like it's rough. But today he played on point. Okay, so I think not streaming the matches is the play for him, because he was really killing it today. And I think that if he plays that well into the semifinals, I think they definitely have an excellent shot at winning it. But I think that the Digi team looks so scary, man. I think that the Digi team might just separate and destroy them. But I don't know. I'm going to give it to Ingenium 3-2. I'm going to give it to Ingenium 3-2 in that semifinals match. Now, we didn't talk about it, but we are going to see Chonation Team 1 versus CrawlingChaos Team 2. I think very obviously we know who is favored in that matchup, as Cho has been the most dominant guild and won every best in guild tournament in the history of the game. They also have Divios on their team. To remind everybody, Divios has actually never lost a Pearl Abyss sponsored tournament that he has been in before. He has won every single tournament that he has ever been in for Black Desert Online. Absolute specimen. Into that Crawling Chaos team. Johnny, do you think that Crawling team even has a 20% chance of pulling that one out?
If you remove the 2, that's the percent chance I got him.
What do you mean if you remove the 2?
Make it a 0.
Oh.
I don't think there's any way. There's no way. That Cho team is too strong. I mean, again, you can just put just nameplates, you can put just the gear score, you can put just the composition, but when you have all 3 factors, I think it's too much. I think the Crawling team isn't a bad composition, but I think the Cho team is a better composition. Again, they have the better players, they have the better comp, and they have the better gear. I think it's maybe a round to Crawling. Maybe a round to Crawling.
Yeah, I think that we already scrimmed that Cho team. Stupid strong. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe you give Crawling a round, but realistically speaking, we're looking at a finals of either Chonation versus Digi, or Chonation, which has Black Rose players on it. I think that's probably the hypest finals that we're going to see, is the Cho versus BR arc there. And I think that they have a good chance of winning because they all are wearing full accuracy accessories, which is pretty cool. Or you're going to see Cho versus Ingenium. And then the third place match, we might see Crawling versus Digi. Who do you think wins that?
Crawling versus Digital, if they beat the Cho team. I would give it. Well, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Because if they beat Cho, I would want to say that the Crawling team would win. But just thinking of it, like, let's say the Cho, like,
let's just take that the Crawling team's going to lose to Cho, and then they have to fight Digital in the third place match. Who do you think takes their third place?
Oh, I forgot about the third place match. Okay, I misheard that. I still give it to Digi. I think the Crawling team has a better composition to chase down Details or Oni. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about the composition, if Crawling, that was the Giso
it's got
team,
Archie,
right?
Yeah, it's got Archie and Giso.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a team that could chase down the Digi team, if there's a team that is for it.
I think that they might be able.
Good shot, actually. I actually really like that matchup. I think that's a really good chance for the Crawling team to win.
Yeah, and I think that Archie actually would have a good shot at catching out Oni-chan on the Zerker there. What about the third place matchup, potentially Ingenium versus Crawling?
Ingenium versus Crawling.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing with Archie and with the Warrior. I don't think they're ever going to do enough damage to kill Choice or the Valkyrie. They have too much sustain. The Succession Zerker has so much passive healing. The Valkyrie has a bunch of big heals for itself, and then of course the Shy is going to be constantly doing things like bongos or its heals or its buffs and etc. And it's going to I think they have a better time versus the Digital team than they would versus the Ingenium team by a long shot.
Yeah, I think that Ingenium. Oh, well, I actually think that Ingenium probably takes that. They might take that 3-0, maybe 3-1, because I think that playing into that Shy composition is going to be much harder than the Shy composition that they just played into with the Awakening Witch, and they still lost 1 or 2 rounds to Barcode in that composition. So I think that fighting into a better Shy composition, I think that they're going to struggle into that. Realistically speaking, Crawling definitely has a shot to beat Cho if they're all wearing full accuracy accessories. So if you're listening, Crawling team, please, you need to sell everything on your account and get accuracy accessories to the best of your ability, or you're going to really struggle into that semifinals match there. But either way, it was really good fights for everybody that came out to play in this tournament. Absolutely fantastic invitational so far, and I cannot wait to be casting them next week live at Pearl Abyss Studios. It's going to be absolutely the time of my life. I cannot wait to shoutcast those matches. Another big shout out to Johnny Changes So Often 5, who came out to shoutcast with me and did an amazing job on the fly. I asked him on Friday evening if he could shoutcast with me, and he changed his schedule so that he could make it happen. So, Johnny, you want to give yourself another shout out real quick?
Yeah, my name is Johnny5. I host the Node Word podcast on Fridays at 11:15 EST every Friday that I can. I do I help with the Node Word tier list. I do VOD review and other things on Sundays at about Node Word time. Usually I'll stream my Node Word if I got one. And outside of that, I stream occasional PvP and other things. I'm trying to pick up more, trying to get YouTube going, trying to get in the scene. I love the content, love the things. And so when Blue invited me on Friday, I was absolutely ecstatic to come cast. I'm sad I won't be able to join you at the headquarters, but I'm excited to watch you cast because it's been fantastic hearing you today and yesterday. And I'm excited for next week as well.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. And of course, on this channel, we publish new YouTube videos every day. If you guys miss a second of this tournament, you can view it on my YouTube. The matches from yesterday are already up and live and is timestamped for your convenience, so you can skip right to the part of the VOD where your favorite players are playing. This VOD will also be up on YouTube in the next 12-ish hours or so, depending on how quickly I can actually get it uploaded. But from all of us here on the caster desk, we hope that you have a great rest of your Sunday. It has certainly been a fantastic time shoutcasting this invitational. Thanks so much, guys.